Wow, there sure are a lot of people going traveling today, aren't there?
Yep, just a couple.
Just a couple. They should try sailing. You know, whether you're moving or you're going on vacation this summer, whatever it is, if you're moving outside of the zone and your cell phone company's like, you know what, I'm going to charge you a fortune for something that costs me nothing, you should try Saily, SAILY.com, or download the Saily app. Why? It's an eSIM service. Jesse, when you went on vacation last year, your cell phone provider said, Jesse Blake, we're going to get you with them roaming charges.
Yeah, they charge an arm and a leg for just like a day of use. So you pick up Saily, use the discount code DANGLE, and you get 15% off, and it makes everything so much cheaper when you're overseas.
Yes, and it is overseas. It's all around the world. It can be the States, it can be Europe, it can be Asia, all everywhere. It's and you know the best part about it, actually? This is why Tim Haraney loves using it. Tim uses it because Tim is over in Europe right now following F1. He loves it because if there's sketchy Wi-Fi and he's worried about his data getting leaked, it's backed by Nord Security, so you know it's all encrypted. eSIMs don't require anything other, like you don't have to plug anything into your phone. It's just there.
And if you're like Tim, where you're hopping to a couple different countries, you can buy a region package. So you can just get like a section of the world, and it's got you all covered.
So again, it's 15%. Promo code DANGLE. If you're going traveling this summer, you got signed as a free agent today or you got traded today, try Saily, okay?
Yeah, you listening right now.
I know some of you did. I know some of you did. Now let's start the show.
The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
And it is a hot one in the studio, 25 degrees. We've got our air conditioning on, but there's so many people here and the lights have been on all day. It feels like it outside of the studio, it's 25 degrees. And here it's probably 30. So we are cooking, baby.
Yeah.
But it was a great free agency day, and it is not over, and very likely things to break while we're in show. I will say this, John Carlson remains unsigned. So that's a name I'm watching. So Carolina
broke out
money.
Poor.
Broke Carolina, couldn't get the deal done.
More like John Poor.
John Porlson.
Yeah, Poor. No, he's.
What?
This is a bit.
Wouldn't Tim Dundon or Tom Dundon be the poor one because he couldn't get John Carlson signed?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Traded for his rights.
he is broke.
Well, he's going to move to Portland
broke
Trailblazers.
a different way.
It's going to be so crazy when the Carolina Hurricanes cup rings are edible. That's going to be so nuts. That's not a shot at the Hurricanes. It's a shot at ownership.
Now, just before we went live, one of the biggest moves of the day and one that we've been anticipating since the New York Rangers decided to throw a grenade into their dressing room happened. Vinny Trocheck to the Utah Mammoth in exchange for noted Alan Walsh client Sean Durzi, Cole Baudouin, and a third-round pick in 2027, I believe, if I got that right. And if I didn't, it's a third-round pick. You'll live.
Cole Baudouin, first-round pick from 2024.
Oh, okay. So there's some potential? Maybe?
Oh, there's big potential. I believe he was on the Canadian World Junior team, and he was a key part of this year's powerhouse finalist team, the Barrie Colts.
Right.
Because we have rights to OHL highlights, we can actually show
Now,
some of his highlights on our show.
Trocheck makes just about $300,000 less than Sean Durzi.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's because Trocheck signed a long-term deal a while ago.
Wow.
But, 53 points in 67 games last year for the pitiful Rangers, who I don't think have got any better today. Vinny, it's interesting. With bringing in Dorofeyev, I was listening to a New York Rangers podcast, and they're like, well, I wonder if they keep Trocheck now because they've got Dorofeyev. And it just seems like once they kind of let that horse out of the barn, he got his head wrapped around being traded, and now he's okay with it. Initially, he didn't really want to go to the West. I'm surprised it's Utah.
I'm also surprised it's Utah, but that's a fun team. And these players seem to like their anonymity. Right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying no one cheers for them in Utah. I'm just saying that Salt Lake City, which I think is where they play,
Yep.
is a little bit of a different pace from New York.
No kidding.
And they're up and coming, right? Dylan Larkin had fantasies of, I'm going to instantly go to a cup contender that has no cap space. He quickly found out, no, that's not going to happen. At very least, it didn't happen today. In Steve Yzerman's mind, it may never happen. For Vinny Trocheck, you're going to an up-and-coming team that plays a fun style that I think you'll thrive in.
Jesse, what do you like about this for Utah in terms of, and we'll talk about the Rangers in a second because I want to pick your brain on that one. Mm-hmm. I didn't look at the Utah roster and go, they need more centers. But I guess you can't get worse.
Right. It's like it's the premium position. Like you're adding a dynamic center. Like I think it's okay. Like I don't think you're gonna lose out on adding a piece.
Right. Okay. And then on the Rangers side, my question would be, I'm looking at New York and I'm thinking, okay, you got Sean Durzi, you got Cole Beaudoin, who, like Liam Greentree is sort of, you hope turns into something.
Yeah, like people didn't like the Panarin deal. I think Greentree's going to be a player. I don't know if people like this deal yet. I haven't seen the reaction. I like this player.
Right.
So you acquire two very good players.
And I'm still not sure what the rate. Like we've heard today that Will Borgen's name is out there, and they really like him in New York. At least the last time we'd heard. We're not sure who they like anymore, to be honest with you. But what are the Rangers doing?
Well, there's another deal that I don't think has been finalized that's coming down the hopper, where they're going to get Marcus Pettersson from the Vancouver Canucks, and Borgen I think is going to be part of the return. Still waiting to see that. So like you could look at it like they added a Marcus Pettersson, Sean Durzi pair today, which I'd say that's good. I'd say that makes you better. Now you have a Vinny Trocheck size hole. Overall, I still don't really know what they're doing, and I don't think they're going to be very good. But you have the financial might of the New York Rangers. You have Igor Shesterkin, and that always gives you a chance, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
the game should be called goalie.
Yeah, so that's the move right now. I can't imagine the New York Rangers are done. And earlier today, they made a trade for a backup goaltender, and this one is befuddling to me. It's Joonas Korpisalo from Boston for a 2028 fourth-round pick, and Kalle Vasanen. I don't really care about the fourth-round pick. I don't really care about Kalle Vasanen or Vasanen. Joonas Korpisalo, why?
I don't know.
Why are you helping Boston?
So I remember when that trade was initially made and Boston got Korpisalo, and I thought they were buying low because he was great in his final season with the Kings, he was very good in his final season with the Blue Jackets, then got traded to the Kings and got even better.
Right.
So when the Sens gave him the Brinks truck, which was way more recent than I thought in 23-24. They thought they were getting a goalie here. They thought they were getting a real good goalie. Then he goes 21, 26, and 4 with an 890. It's horrible. Then he goes to Boston, and I'm like, you know what? That was probably a blip. And you were like, no, the hell it isn't.
No, he stinks.
And you were correct. He had an 893 in Boston. This past season, it's funny. He was 14-9-6, which is not very good. 894. An 894 this past season is so much better than an 893 the season before.
Okay, why?
Well, scoring's just gone insane.
Yeah.
Right? But he's going to be playing behind a worse team. I just imagine he's going to be playing fewer games. He played 31 games. Unless Shesterkin gets hurt, which you cross your fingers. I mean, that's basically... The Rangers' whole plan is Shesterkin.
Well, yeah.
At the moment.
Yes.
Right? So Shesterkin's going to play, 55, 60 games, and Korpisalo hopefully plays a little less.
I'm looking at the New York Rangers roster here, and I'm just trying to figure out how this is all supposed to really shake out. Like, are they trying to make the playoffs? I mean, you got Dorofeyev, Zibanejad, Lafreniere, Cooley, Miller, Perreault, and then it's Cardi, probably Cole Beaudoin, and Bjorkstrand, and then it's Veleno, who just signed there, Laba, and Radish. And on defense, Gavrikov, Fox, Borgen, Schneider, who's an RFA, Robert Durzi's probably going up.
Take Borgen out of it and put Pettersson.
Because, Marcus Pettersson deal. Yeah, I mean...
It's still not very good. You're not wrong, Adam.
Okay. What are they hoping to get out of this? What's the goal here? What are we doing?
I don't think... Can it just be as simple as I don't think Chris Drury knows what he's doing? Like, what are they trying to be? No, I don't think he's a very good GM.
Sometimes at this point of the day, I feel like there's general managers that are making moves just to be like, I need to have something to tell the.
We got in on the action.
Yeah, we did something.
Damn.
We did something. I was feeling that way with Edmonton until the Nurse thing, which we'll talk about. But it's not great. It's not great. Okay, so don't understand New York on. I get the Vinny Trocheck thing. I guess don't understand the Korpisalo trade. Moving from not great to very, 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 very good. Jesse, can we bring up the Washington Capitals and their big old bunch of moves? It's interesting. we were critical in our videos of Vinny Desharnais, that contract.
I mean, that's
We'll
an
get
insane
to.
deal.
Yep.
It's $4.2 million per season for Vinny Desharnais.
Gigantic right shot defenseman
That's insane.
who doesn't do a lot.
The
But-
seaweed man.
Looking at this roster, when you add Boone Jenner to it, now it's $5.75 million
And Sandine.
over 4 years, and then you add Sandine. That looks kind of like a pretty mean team to play against. And two very good goalies, too, might I add.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be how it shakes out, like on Puckpedia. I think the Protas brothers are going to play on the same line on opposite wings. I think that's what's going to happen. But they're a good team. I thought they were a good team last year, honestly.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, listen, they clearly believe in Spencer Carberry. I mean, they were going to sign him to an extension, and
Logan
instead of...
Thompson.
Well, they love Logan Thompson, but Spencer Carberry, they ripped up the last year of his contract and said, here, take more money, please.
Yeah,
So they clearly think he's got something.
They love him. They've began the process of sort of replace. Actually, no. There's no situation where they've replaced John Carlson. Let's stop it. They've changed what the decor looks like.
So what is
and they've
this-
gotten far stronger up front.
And they signed Justin Hall today, too. So they've got Hall, Sandine, and Liljegren, which I think is hilarious. Kyle Dubas is furious.
Listen, if you need to rebuild a decor, it should be the late 2010s Leafs. What are you doing?
I think it's 2022 Leafs. I think that's what it is. Those are peak for those guys.
Just as bad.
This looks like a good team to me. And this looks like a team that in beating Carolina, which has got to be their main goal, right? Make the playoffs, beat Carolina. You got to be mean. And you got to pull Carolina into stuff that they don't like to do, which is what the Florida Panthers did for a couple years, right?
You got to pull anyone into stuff they don't like to do.
Yeah.
Like your competition is everyone who is better than you, which was almost everyone. Like I'm being harsh, but like I don't know. You're like Rangers fans. Like I'm seeing some of them like tweeting to me. Like I think they're on board with what I'm saying. You're the New York Rangers. You should have one of the best hockey teams money can buy, and you're garbage.
I'm
Yep.
still very unimpressed with their forward group. Like,
Yes.
like they've taken away Vincent Trocheck, and like I know their defense looks a lot better with Sean Dursey, but it's not what I'd like to see in terms of competitiveness. Like I think Washington's so far and away from them. Carolina is so far and away from them. Philly was a playoff team last year. I don't expect them to drop off like that much if they're willing to play that great defense that they played down the stretch. I don't know. The Rangers are going to struggle, and the Capitals, they're so deep.
Buddy, Kyrou, Tuck, Desharnais, and Jenner.
The thing
is
you asked
crazy.
about playoff teams is, can you go 4 lines deep for 4 rounds? They have so many guys that I think are good guys that like I'm taking them against anybody right now.
It is a little funny the list that Adam just said. You ever seen that meme of the soldiers waiting outside of a door, but one of them's dressed up like a clown?
Clown.
Desharnais. Yeah.
You're like, Tuck!
Whoa.
Kyrou!
Whoa.
Desharnais! Jenner! Whoa!
Now, I like the Jenner ad because he's mean, too. He's just mean.
And maybe they're doing such a good job not having to pay like a defenseman $12 million and keeping the Matt Roy contract to 5.7 and Faravari only makes 6 that like Desharnais is probably making $2 million more than he should be right now.
At least.
But that $2 million's just already saved from other guys. So like, who cares?
The number one thing I learned is if you have a kid and they play minor hockey and you're not teaching them to shoot right, you're wrong. You're
Right.
doing it entirely wrong.
The only question I do have, last season, Alexander Ovechkin made $9 million.
Yes.
Right now, the Capitals have about 2.4 something in cap space. They don't have the room.
Caps space. We already went over
Making
this.
that
All right?
in Washington cap space.
There you go.
They don't have the room to bring back Ovechkin unless he's coming back for like $1 million.
Am I being a naive, romantic, dumb,
Yes.
stupid child?
Yes.
What if Ovechkin takes a discount for one more crack at it with Washington?
925.
No, I don't know about league min, but like he's also like a very limited player at this
Yeah.
point in his career. He scores. He scores. His shot
Power
is still
play
like a
specials.
complete weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, complete weapon. 5-on-5 though. He's playing like third line minutes.
Well, they've
yeah.
done the smart thing, and they've already built a team that will survive his departure.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. You are not the Alexander Ovechkins. You are the Washington Capitals, right? So
He's got to be pumped watching wherever he's watching from, going,
Totally.
man, I should get back in. I should get my Cheetos and my Subway sandwich.
But once he retires, you're going to have a ceremony and people are going to sniffle, and then the schedule is going to come out and next season will begin.
And the Caps will still be good.
Yes.
That's
the big thing here.
Really, really smart management by them, I have to say, especially coming off of a bad season. You can't hate that. Now, the San Jose Sharks, we are, obviously fans of the Sharks. We always look at them fondly. Big moves today.
Literally.
Now, the most recent, I guess I'll work backwards. Mason Marchment signs 5 years, $7 million. You got Jake Trouba, 4 years, $8.25 million per season. And then they take Darnell Nurse, no salary retained, $9.25 million of Darnell Nurse, for Shakir Mukhamadullin and Zach Sharp, and zero retention, as I say. Let me underline that several times and bold it and highlight it, okay? The San Jose Sharks have a defense core now. They've got some mean forwards with Kiefer Sherwood and obviously Barclay Goudreau's there, and also Marchment, who just signed. I like the Marchment deal a lot. We can start there. A lot of people are like, well, that's a lot for Marchment. I think that's what you pay for a power forward now.
Yes, and that's what he is. And that's what happens when a species becomes endangered.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of guys like him, is there?
There's a reason why, like, the Leafs have an opportunity to get Zach Werenski. And I'm like, oh, but what if it's Nyes? And you're like, he won the Norris Trophy. Are you out of your mind? I'm like, there's like, how many Matthew Nyes are in the NHL?
There are not that many.
The answer is not larger than 10. Maybe
He's
12.
not more valuable than Zach Werenski.
Well, yes.
Columbus agrees with you, Jesse.
You're losing a unicorn.
To get a unicorn.
No,
Right?
Zach Werenski is a more special unicorn than Matthew.
And we're not doing Leafs
Yes.
right now.
No, we're not doing this right now. I'm just trying to walk you through the logic in my silly little naive brain. Okay? That is why Marchment got so much damn money.
Right.
I wouldn't do Werenski for Marchment.
1 for 1.
I said that with a straight face. Give me an acting job right now. I was joking. That's a joke.
Okay, so Marchment, 5 times 7, and then Jake Trouba, who I thought, listen, I know the player cards are out there, and I know that Dom's model hates it, and everybody's model hates it, whatever. I got to tell you, I watched Jake Trouba in the playoffs. He looked good with Jackson Lacombe. I know he's probably, some of those numbers would be driven by Jackson Lacombe. But Jake Trouba was tough and mean and shot and played a whole bunch of different roles for the Anaheim Ducks.
He's a leader, which matters.
And he moved about 5 hours away to join the San Jose Sharks today. I don't know.
5-hour drive. It's a nice drive.
Shelter, you get to shelter Sam Dickinson. Mm-hmm. You're pairing him with Darnell Nurse, who's
Possibly
got
Verhoff.
both of those guys. Yeah, possibly Verhoff. You have both of those guys who are deep Stanley Cup playoff veterans, right? Obviously, Trouba's been to the conference final. Nurse has been to a couple cup finals. I don't know. Listen, I know it's a lot of money for those two guys, but at the same time, who's going to take any sort of liberties with this team?
You can afford it. You can afford it. And also, yeah, you're going to go to the Shark Tank and
It's going to feel like it.
leave bloody. Yeah. Well, what a horrible out. Because you got this gaggle of children that is just going to skate you into the Earth's crust. And then you're going to be pounded probably closer towards the Earth's core by this group of big, tough meanies. And, like, it's not even a guy like Nurse who will grind you and just beat the shit out of you all night. It's not Trouba, who is less of that, but more of a human torpedo. It's a guy like Kiefer Sherwood, who, if you're in a fantasy pool that counts hits, he's
he's like a Brady Tkachuk.
he's the argument for why you shouldn't have that. Him and Yakov Trenin
right.
have like they like game it. I don't know if they're paying off the league officials or what, but like Kiefer Sherwood's getting like 400 hits a year.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. Jesse, what do you like about this for the Sharks? I mean, they're bigger and meaner today.
They certainly are, and they needed people. Like, they needed just humans to play defense for them, and they walk away on July 1st with Nurse, Trouba, Orlov, Kesselring, Sam Dickinson, Havlid, and Luca Cagnoni.
That's a mean team.
Luca Cagnoni.
They've upgraded, I think, from what they had because they had nothing. I did like Mukhamadullin. I think that's a good player that they've sold for Darnell Nurse, but you get like a guarantee here, and I know the guys within the game will say, like, this is so important. And I agree to them to some extent. I think they overrate it. But you have with Nurse a player that you can throw out there for 25 minutes a night. Every single night, he's going to be there. He's going to eat minutes. And that's important for a Sharks team.
Cagnoni's actually a really interesting name because I remember we were talking about him a lot when we were there for the Barracuda. Actually, I think we might have missed out on him. I feel like he was one of our scheduled interviews, and then he got called up.
He did.
But he had 16 goals and 52 points as a rookie defenseman in the A, which is insane. This past season, he took a step back. It was still 43 points. He could get a sniff. Now, here's why you sign people who kill people. He's 5'9".
Ah, yes. Well, now he doesn't need that size anymore, and Carolina proved you can do it.
Right. I do think it's a bit of an overpay for Jacob Trouba. I don't know if the last 2 years of that deal and the last year will be the best for Jacob Trouba, like in terms of value for that contract. So it is a risk, but they're trying to improve very quickly, and this is how you got to do it.
Can I say the Oilers got a legitimate return for Darnell Nurse?
Yes.
We thought they were all going to have to like tie something to him. Dude, Shakir Mukhamadullin, he's now moved a couple times, right? First round pick from 2020. He was a legitimate defenseman for the San Jose Sharks last year, playing 50 games. Zach Sharp, the prospect in this deal, was a fourth round pick last year, had 19 points in 37 games as a defenseman at Western Michigan University. Like, that's a prospect. That's an actual prospect.
Totally.
Right? So I think that's a victory for the Oilers as well. But now you got to do something with that space.
Well, they did.
Oh,
They made a signing.
what that?
His name is Ryan Shea from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, what do you think what do we think the term is?
3 years.
Okay, Jesse, what do you think?
Hey,
We got a podcast, so we can fill.
You gotta guess the money.
Oh, I thought he was asking you. I'm sorry.
Have you seen it, Jesse?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But Steve only half.
I mean,
guessed.
Desharnais. I'm gonna go 5 year, 5 mil.
So you say 4 years, 5 mil?
3 years, 5 mil.
3 years, 5 mil.
4.3.
And how many years?
Jesse,
No, but you didn't guess. The
come
money.
on.
Not to guess the money and moved on. I don't know why you're yelling at me. I'm gonna say 5 years.
5 years, 4 mil.
Hey, I was close.
$20 million for Ryan Shea.
He had
huh?
35 points last year. Defensive numbers weren't great, but he moves the puck. He moves the puck.
29 years old. This was his first full NHL season.
Great.
35 points, and he got $20 million.
Cashed in, baby. Let's go. So I
Good
think
for him.
I think there's some beers at the cottage waiting for Ryan Shea.
Uh-huh.
But I want to ask you guys.
Wow.
What do we think about that? And I know this is an unfair one, but Edmonton moves out a top 4 defenseman. He might have been overpaid, but he's still a top 4 defenseman. They bring in Ryan Shea. That you pair him. You've got Ekholm. You've got Bouchard. You've got Jake Wallman. Now you have Ryan Shea. What are we thinking about the Edmonton Oilers blue line right now?
So Nurse being overpaid does not mean Nurse useless.
No, it
It
doesn't.
also doesn't mean Nurse net negative. He was overpaid. But ultimately, he did a lot of things for the Oilers, and you have to replace those things. Ryan Shea helps you replace those things. Now, he's 6'1", 200, which is not the same size or anything. But, I mean, a huge reason for Pittsburgh's turnaround was his play.
And him and Parker Witherspoon. Right?
Yeah.
And he's been traded too.
Oh, son of a gun.
Yeah, remember he's making $500,000.
No,
for,
I don't.
Vegas.
Oh, yeah, he's on Vegas.
It's so Vegas could have a cap compliant lineup.
so stupid.
So that two
Thanks,
guys that
Kyle, you friggin' jerk.
2 guys that broke out for the Penguins are now gone.
Yeah.
Interesting with Kyle. We'll examine the Penguins. Jesse,
The decor looks decent.
throw it up.
I gotta be honest with Edmonton. If you're going, what are we doing? We're probably doing like Wallman, Bouchard,
Wallman was playing third pair last year, but I don't know how Babcock is going to do this.
and then maybe the bottom pairing can be Shea and Mukhamadullin, and then you got Dulin, and then you got Connor Murphy on that second pair with Ekholm.
Yeah.
So yeah, your left side something like Wallman, Ekholm, and Shea, and your right side's Bouchard, Murphy, and Mukhamadullin.
Looks good.
That's okay.
Looks good. I don't mind that.
Not bad.
There's wiggle room.
Hey man, if
also.
there's a lot more players on that team too that I think are going to play legitimate defense. Which I think Evan Bouchard, if he's got some guys that can play with him a little bit better, he's going to win a Norris Trophy eventually here.
I'd also like to know how his recovery's going. Because did you see the hit he took at the World Hockey Championship?
I actually did. I remember that now. I forgot that. Yeah, I forgot.
I can't remember who did it, but like absolutely, wasn't it? I don't remember who it was. But whoever it was, I believe they were an NHL player, and they're going to have to answer for that when the season begins.
Muka Madulin also needs a contract. He's an RFA.
That's
an
it.
issue.
They can do that. They can figure that out. Earlier in the day, a couple hours ago, if you'd asked me about the Oilers, I'd have been like, where is Stan Bowman? And I would have been like, if I was Stan Bowman, I'd be afraid to face the press right now. Looking at things the way it is, I mean, I think that's a pretty successful day for him. I think that will play well in Edmonton. I mean, PR matters, right?
Getting off of the Nurse deal and actually just getting things for him, and Steve, I think you outlined it pretty beautifully. That's a legit prospect that you're getting back and a defenseman to fill that spot. I think that is a victory for Stan Bowman. I agree. That's a check on the day, just moving that contract in the way he did. I think getting Devin Levi as a reclamation project.
Yes.
Well, I guess
let's talk a little bit about that.
A build-up project. He's somebody that we all thought was going to be the next star of the league, a Quebec goaltender who's coming out and going to take over the world by storm at 22 or 21 when he made those first early starts for the Sabres. And as a 7th-round draft pick, maybe they shot a little high with him, and he wasn't actually that because he never lived up to any expectations in Buffalo.
His NHL numbers aren't good. They're also from the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth mentioning, he didn't play a game with this year's Sabres.
The good Sabres.
Why didn't they even take a stab and see what he looked like? I guess things were
going too well.
Yeah, and they didn't need to. And I think there were some conflicts down in the AHL there with the head coach. What a shame. We've never seen him play with a good team.
And now he gets the opportunity to go on a team who has Stanley Cup aspirations and try this thing. Because he's going to be, it looks like, the backup to Tristan Jarry. And that's a job you can win easily.
By Halloween.
If Jarry's the starter, you can win that job.
By Canadian Thanksgiving.
And I like that move by Bowman, taking the chance on him.
I like that too. And Sebastian Costa's name was out there linked to the Oilers before he ultimately was traded elsewhere. I wonder, guys, I want to talk a little bit about that. Just bring up that line for those lineups for a second. And they don't have to be completely done here, but if I want to see their depth chart. Okay, because they've got Babcock as the new coach, Dickinson's re-signed, Murphy's re-signed, you've added Ryan Shea, you've added Devin Levi. And I want the chat to answer this too. Can you win the Stanley Cup with this lineup? Do you believe, and I specifically Oilers fans, when you see this, let's say today is the day and he Brad Trelivings it and does nothing until September, okay? Mm-hmm. Maybe a waiver pickup. Can this lineup win the Stanley Cup?
I would probably put Howard up and let's switch Howard and Doc. You know what's funny? I look at the lineup, I'm like, I don't know. Oh, McDavid and Draisaitl. Mm-hmm. The Oilers still, and this is what Mike Babcock has to compete against. The Edmonton Oilers still look like the Edmonton Oilers. Mm-hmm. Which is to say, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bouchard have to do nearly everything. Yes, you have Nuge. Yes, you have Hyman. Mm-hmm. Ekholm's getting older. Who's making a save? You haven't answered the question, who's making a save. I know you went out and got a goalie, and that's good. I mean, Levi is a far more responsible risk than Jarry. Mm-hmm. They still look like the Oilers. Compliment and derogatory.
Okay, Jesse, what do you think?
We looked at last year's Oilers team against that Ducks team, and we said, you know what? They're going to find a way because they got McDavid, Draisaitl. And what do? Not be able to find a way because they didn't have enough on their roster. And I don't blame coaching. I know that people within the organization in Edmonton do. I don't think so. I think the roster was a little light. And I look at this team and I say, it's the defense, I think, is interesting now with Nurse out, and you've made a couple changes there, but I don't think it's that much better than the team they had last year. So I think they're still a little short right now, but there's still room for Stan Bowman to make some moves. I think he's made decent moves so far, but it's not quite there yet for me.
He's earned himself some wiggle room by, a couple hours ago we're like, this guy's not doing anything.
Yeah.
And now he's done some pretty significant chipping away at the roster.
I still got a handful of teams ahead of them for the Stanley Cup, if that's where we're rating them.
Yeah.
Savoy in the top 6.
I also want to say this.
They got work.
I also look at this roster and go, somebody's going to be on the outs with Mike. Babcock does not go through a training camp without picking on somebody. So, and it might be a veteran. And I wonder about a guy like Jake Wallman, who's had some injuries and stuff, and perhaps maybe doesn't play the style that Mike Babcock would want him to play. Because I think he doesn't play the style Mike Babcock would want him to play.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Do you think Ike Howard regrets it?
Leaving Tampa?
Yeah.
I think it was odd that he pushed himself out of such a great system and such a great head coach.
Because when we talk about how are the Oilers going to improve, like what's a future they could trade? Great. You turned into you went from one of the most promising players coming out of college to cannon fodder.
Can't make the lower Oilers levels, right?
Yeah, and potentially being Babcock's latest hit. Like he maybe goes off, but if he doesn't, and you end up in Shea Bow Wow of Senor Babcock, that's
Shea Bow Wow.
Shea Bow Wow. That's a Jeff Merrickism.
I like that.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I don't think this team beats the Vegas Golden Knights tomorrow.
Okay. Wow.
Adam says, wow. I say, of course.
I don't think they beat the Colorado Avalanche tomorrow. I don't think they beat the Minnesota Wild tomorrow.
If healthy. Because the Avs, towards the end, they were looking pretty bad.
Well, if McDavid's injured, then then nobody's
Who's the damn goalie?
Of course, I'm talking about if they're healthy.
Who's your goalie?
Like Tristan Jarry's their starting goaltender. That I don't know. I don't. They're just short right now.
Yeah, you need a goalie.
Okay, let's talk about Vegas because
someone to emerge as a goalie.
Vegas just made a trade.
Marner.
It is not Marner. It's Keegan Kolesar.
What? Oh.
Keegan Kolesar has
healthy scratch in the final.
That's right. Keegan Kolesar has been traded to Detroit for a 3rd in 2029 and a 7th in 2027. I want to stay with Vegas and then we'll go to Detroit because Detroit's involved in this. Vegas's day basically is losing Sissons and losing a couple other guys.
They traded Korzak for Weatherspoon.
And they lost Holla, right? Was he there?
No, it wasn't. No,
when the heck? I don't even know. Yeah, Holla was in Nashville.
Schmid. They lost Schmid.
That's right. So you got Kolesar and
shedding.
Gone, but you do have Rasmus Anderson and you have a $500,000 Parker Witherspoon because you were not going to be able to draft a cap compliant or dress a cap compliant lineup. Literally, they are capped out. They were unable to move Aiden Hill thus far, and his $6 million forever and ever, amen. Even in a huge cap world, Aiden Hill cannot be moved yet. That is kind of scary for them, don't you think? Because you're now, guys, it's 5/22 on July 1st. You are running out of dance partners, and I know that there's a lot of cap in the league, but that tells me no one's interested.
Goalies are funny. Goalies are.
I mean, you wouldn't take a Stanley Cup goalie for free. I'm sure Vegas would just give him to you.
Yeah.
So, okay, here's the funny thing. You're the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep.
And you go, we want Aiden Hill. And Vegas goes, okay. You should hang up the phone.
Yeah.
You should hang up the phone. They intentionally kept Bruce Cassidy from you because they think he can help you win. And they're going to give you Aiden Hill for nothing?
They're not going to do that.
If they offer to give you Aiden Hill for nothing.
No.
The
answer is no. Definitely do not want that.
Yeah. You ever bite into an apple and discover it's a grenade?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's a fascinating one. And like, he was so bad. Like, I'm trying to.
I was like trying to.
Who's he talking about?
I don't think Oilers fans understand the angst that we talk about the Oilers with.
Okay.
Because I want the Leafs to win the Stanley Cup. Mm-hmm. But also, like, in the same way that I talk about Sidney Crosby and Kyle Dubas and the Pittsburgh Penguins, like, you are the stewards of Sidney Crosby. Mm-hmm. Like, when Alex Ovechkin won the Cup in 2018, it was almost a relief. Because I'm like, for his place in hockey history, like, this guy is gonna end up getting the goals record. He's gonna be one of the best players of all time at the time, and now we know he beat the record. Isn't it so much better that he has a cup?
Yeah, it would have felt like hockey history is missing something if Ovi didn't have a cup.
Hockey history, I promise you, will feel like it's missing something if Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl never win.
But, we're not talking about them. We're talking about Vegas.
I know, but we're talking about it in context.
I'm just
I was
kidding.
going on a side quest.
Yeah,
I was like, where's he going? That's okay, though.
Just for a little run in the woods.
So the Vegas Golden Knights do re-sign Rasmus Andersson, $8.5 million. They only did the
I'm surprised
7
they were
years.
able to.
Well, I mean, they had the handshake deal or the front drawer deal or whatever I've heard people call it. Basically, they said, we are going to sign you. We just don't know when because we need to move some money.
Backdoor deal?
Backdoor. I hope not.
I don't know. I've never heard a front drawer deal. I've heard backdoor.
All right, let's
Anyway.
get bogged down on this.
I
for
think,
10
you know
minutes.
what?
I would like to, thanks. Great suggestion.
But Rasmus Andersson was really bad in the playoffs. I'm just going to say it.
Uncharacteristically bad.
And, maybe that's John Tortorella's system. And
New team.
over the course of a season, Shea Theodore's played a lot of hockey, and he's had some injuries in the last couple of years, and he's been great when he's been healthy. It makes sense that you have a power play quarterback who can step up, right?
How about this? Rasmus Anderson had 3 head coaches last year.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Right? Calgary, Vegas.
So give him a training camp in the system, and maybe he fits.
He had 6 assists and no goals in 22 games, and there is nothing from his career that suggests when healthy, he's that player. He's better than that.
I also think $8.5 million is really good per season for that guy, that he can be. Like that's
Well, with the way the wind's blowing.
You look at Bo Byram getting the 12.5, and then you compare that to Anderson getting 8.5. I love that deal.
Yeah.
Like if he is who he can be, that is a fantastic steal for Vegas.
With Byram, you're signing him for what he can be. With Anderson, you're signing him for what he has been. Mm-hmm. Do you see the difference?
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's hope with both, but there's more proof of concept with the older guy.
Yeah, and just like so many of these teams that we're talking about, I don't think Vegas is done. I think they're in on the Dylan Larkin stuff. I think that's a reason why they're trying to shed so much salary. Their cap situation looks a little wonky because we don't know if Pietrangelo is going to actually play or not. I know there's weird Twitter rumors about him maybe playing, but I think he's probably done for his career. He has a season left on that deal, so
$8.8 million.
yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I assume like they'll
If he
put
wants
him
to
on.
come back, they better move someone.
Yeah, they'll have to finagle something.
Goodbye, Mark Stone. Goodbye,
Actually put him on the
the other
Thomas Hertl.
Thomas Hertl.
Yeah.
honestly.
But when that goes on season ending
And Hill.
IR, they'll free up the cap space that they need to actually get under the cap because they're about $5 million over right now. So they'll be 3 under with that. And then things look a little reasonable. But I don't know. They're like so many of these teams, they're not done. I feel like this is a busy offseason that's going to
never done.
continue.
They're never done, and
Yeah.
it's going to be insane when next playoffs begin and they have Pietrangelo and Larkin.
Somehow.
And Werenski and Larkin. Well, yeah, you said Larkin. Yeah, Werenski somehow.
Did they
And
do-
McDavid.
Did
And
they do
Babcock.
themselves just a complete disservice with the Aiden Hill stuff because they've gone around and told everybody this is a useless piece of trash.
Well,
And-
John
and
Tortorella, man.
We refuse to put him on NHL ice because we hate him so much. And now they can't move him, and we're all like, how could that be?
It's the
They can't
finals.
move this trash.
It's the finals. Your goalie is drowning out there, and you're like, no fucking chance am I playing the other guy.
I'd rather have the guy we know is bad than potentially the guys maybe is good. I'd rather have the known bad than just a mystery box. That's how hard they went for Aiden Hill sucks and Carter Hart's the best.
The amount of people who were out there being Shelbyville-ass old people sucking down turnip juice, being like, actually, Carter Hart is very good. Guys, you're out of your mind.
And
he
now
was
that-
legendarily, record-breakingly bad.
And now they can't move Hill. And then I'm going to say this, and then an hour later they'll move Hill. But still,
Who's the
right
sucker
now,
that's taking
they
him?
can't do it.
I will
Who's
say,
the sucker that's taking him?
Who, Hill?
Yeah.
You know who I thought it might have been, but they went out and did probably a worse deal? The Ottawa Senators.
Oh boy, we'll talk about that.
But Hill makes a little bit too much money to take that on to be a backup, so it didn't really make sense.
Why don't we
I don't really have a guess.
why don't we go old school?
Where is he going?
Who? No. Who is going to discover? Wait a minute. We stink shit. And they're going to go, hey, we'll take your very shitty goalie. We'll play him down we'll waive him. We'll send him down to our minor league affiliate. and you pay us assets to do it. Who's going to go old school here? The tricky thing is everyone is trying to get better, but what if the way you get better is you get assets from Vegas to take their bad goal?
Well, they've already got $10 million wrapped up in 2 unhealthy
They would
goalies.
then have 3 overpaid goalies.
Yeah, but it's not to play them.
Yeah, but
It's to send them to Abbotsford.
And if you
But it's
do
a
want to
5-year
play him,
deal.
you'll be able to call him up, and no one's claiming him.
And you know what? I can guarantee Thatcher Demko is not going to be healthy all season.
No.
I can guarantee that.
And Kevin Lankinen stunk last year.
Yeah.
It's too bad. I was really rooting for him, mostly because I had him in fantasy.
I think that's
Chicago?
interesting, Steve,
Yeah.
where you look at the
Chicago.
bad teams and maybe we get old school Arizona Coyotes.
yeah, like
Or Hurricanes.
somebody is going to fail.
They got an Olympian out of it.
Somebody is
Right?
going to fail out of the gate and not be happy with their start, and maybe that's where you go. Okay, what's next season's Edmonton Oilers going to look like come November? And we need a goaltender, and we're desperate. And Aiden Hill played 5 games, and he looks okay, so we'll just try it. That's sort of what happened with Jari,
The Ducks
although he'd played 12.
The Ducks don't really count because they still have to lock up Gauthier and Carlson. They lead the league in cap space right now with 35.
That's fake.
Yeah, it's fake. It's 35.1. The Philadelphia Flyers
They're trying to win.
they are, but they have just under $30 million
cross it off.
of cap space.
I'm crossing that off next.
All right, Chicago Blackhawks 29.3.
No, Kyle Davidson doesn't know what he's doing.
Wrong, Kyle. Kyle Dubas and the Pittsburgh Penguins have 25.4.
Kyle
No,
Dubasson.
too smart.
Team that is a catastrophe, the Columbus Blue Jackets 23.21.
Interesting.
Can I ask you a question?
Calgary.
Who's playing goal for Pittsburgh?
Murashev and Shilovs.
Okay.
And
All right.
nope, I got it the first time.
Okay. Well, listen. I mean, it's not like they've got a ton of picks to give, but it would be good if Kyle Dubas to. Yeah, why not? Yeah, bring in a veteran guy, steal some.
That's
steal some
absolutely the kind of thing he would do.
Absolutely. I think that kind of makes some sense. Although
right.
it is a long-term
Now,
deal.
they have to sign Nick Robertson, Yegor Chinikov, Hendrix Lapierre, all RFAs who they
I'm gonna
recently
be honest.
acquired.
Hendrix Lapierre is probably not going to be too much of a problem for them.
No, I agree.
Chinikov's
So
going to make a lot more money than people think.
I'm just trying to lay it out so that we can be like, oh, okay, they can get the work that they need to do done and still do this.
Right. Okay.
Aiden Hill to the Penguins makes a ton of sense.
It'd be interesting. And Dubas is that. I mean, listen, it's clear with the Penguins, you lose Shea and Witherspoon. You traded Witherspoon. You lost Shea. Like, are they trying to win? Those are 2 breakout guys for them. Like, are they saying, you know what? Philadelphia looks good. Washington looks good. Carolina won the cup. I know we got Sid and Gino for 1 more year. I think they're trying to go for it.
They got Korzak.
Are we doing the Penguins now?
We don't have to, but we can.
Because they did Kuzmenko, right?
Yeah, $5 million bucks 1 year.
TVR, $4 million 2 years.
That's a lot of money for TVR.
Yeah.
Oy,
And then
boy.
Nick Robertson as well.
Nick Robertson's going to make like $3.5-4 million bucks, eh?
I believe that the Penguins don't care about winning or losing. It's about the process, because I think we all know how Kyle Dubas works, and it's about going into the season and building the best roster you can, and whichever way it takes is wherever way the wind blows, Kyle Dubas will flow with it.
Kuzmenko was half a point a game last year with the Kings.
Scores goals, though.
13 goals, 12 assists, 25 points in 52.
Put him with Crosby. I'm sure he'll score more.
What what happened here? Adam, do you know what he got as a rookie?
Isn't it like 35?
He had 39 goals and 74 points.
Yeah, and he had that crazy fro, too. Maybe he needs to grow the hair back.
What?
Okay, a couple
happened?
trades to announce.
New
First one, back to the New York Rangers. They are working on the Marcus Pettersson deal. It is a 2030 first-rounder, top 10 protected going to Vancouver for Marcus Pettersson.
Wow. Huh.
And they are moving on from Will Borgen, who will be a Boston Bruin, but we don't know the return yet.
Marcus Pettersson got Vancouver a first-round pick.
Yeah.
What did they
Well,
give
Marcus
up
Pettersson's
for?
a good defenseman, but Chris Drury's a bad general manager. So that's a lethal combo.
Yeah, it is.
And if I'm a Canucks fan, I'm thrilled with that, because that might not be a pick you even use. It might be a pick you trade. But because it's top 10 protected, I think the Rangers are going to be bad in 2030 and 2031. So if it slides, you could have a pretty darn good pick there.
That's a lot of spinning your wheels by Drury.
It's a long time from now, man.
What are they? I got to ask, I still don't. I know we asked this earlier. What are the Rangers doing?
Stuff.
I'm not sure.
Stuff.
And I don't know what the return for Will Borgen will be
You ever
from
you ever
Boston,
see
but I don't imagine
Superbad?
it'll be much. The Rangers are.
You ever see Superbad where Michael Cera is just like poking holes in the wood? I'm just making holes, man. Last week of school. Screw it. That's what the Rangers are doing.
Morgan is a second and a third.
Wow. Second and a third when? Oh, 27 and 28?
2027 and 2028 third round.
That's it?
Upgrades. It could be a second. It's a conditional third. Upgrades to a second if Boston make the East final.
They love New York last year when they signed him, loved Will Borgen. What happened?
They're button mashing.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, let's swap 30-ish-year-old defenseman for 30-ish-year-old defenseman. This feels like everything they've been doing since things went awry the summer after they lost in the playoffs to, I think it was Carolina that year or Florida that year, I forget. Whenever all that chaos happened with Trouba, this just feels like just more deck chairs because they haven't picked a direction. They keep trying to just weirdly retool on the fly by picking up pieces that kind of look like similar pieces, but they're not getting any better. And then they're not tearing it down either.
So the Canucks recoup the first round pick that they spent on Marcus Pettersson. The trade was Pettersson and Drew O'Connor to Vancouver for Melvin Fernstrom, Vinny Desharnais, Danton Heinen, and a conditional first round pick in the 2025 draft, which was used to select Jack Nesbitt, who is 12th overall, to the Flyers. So there's another story there. 12th? You give up the 12th overall pick for Marcus Pettersson?
Oh, jeez. Marcus Pettersson's value's through the roof in the NHL.
These two teams like to look at each other. It's the Pokemon episode where the two Metapods fight.
Yeah.
And just neither of them know what to do.
It's the thing, like, we know GMs who like other GMs. They call each other often. And Jury likes to pick up the phone and call the Canucks and do business.
No matter who's in charge.
Yeah, it's the Canucks. I like calling them.
Hey, Patrick. It's not Patrick. Anyway.
It feels like when they did the JT Miller deal and they saved Vancouver from that was a moment when they weren't good, but they were adding this high-end, really expensive centerman in his 30s, and they were a terrible team last year.
Yeah.
And then now they're swapping 30-year-old defensemen, and they're not committing to a direction, and they're sending out first-round picks to do this. This is bad moves by Jury.
I don't understand this at all.
The person I'm happiest for is whoever does play-by-play for Canucks games.
He only needs to learn one name.
Elias Pettersson.
Yeah.
There's D. Petey and F. Petey. But there's no more two D. Peteys.
Yeah.
I understand.
The Columbus Blue Jackets have issued a statement just now
Oh, that's good.
regarding Zach Werenski. Would you like me to read it? It's from Don Waddell.
We have traded him to the Toronto. Oh.
Earlier this spring, Zach and I met and talked about his future with the Blue Jackets and beyond his current contract, and he indicated that he wasn't sure what the future would hold with regards to staying with the club or possibly moving on. During those discussions, we talked about me exploring opportunities to move him now, and we all agreed that if there was a deal to be made, I would bring it to him. We found something that would work for the club and took it to him. And after some time in discussions with his family, Zach informed us he didn't want to leave Columbus. He was invested a great deal in the organization, and after coming close and falling short the past 2 seasons, his desire to win here and to get back in the playoffs is there.
Oh.
The past 2 seasons have been very challenging ones, but ones of growth for our team. Our goals from an ownership on down, and Zach's goals are the same: to win now, return to the Stanley Cup playoffs, and win a Stanley Cup. Our city and fans deserve nothing less, and we are on the same page. Working towards that end. Zach has been very important a part of this organization and community for a long time, and we couldn't be happier that he will continue to be moving forward. Zach Werenski said, Don and I had a very open and honest dialogue when the season ended. Ideally, this wouldn't have become such a public thing, but that is the world we live in now, and everything got blown out of proportion, in my opinion. I want to win, and I want to do so in Columbus.
They're really ticking the boxes on the bingo card of gaslighting.
As I've thought about things and discussed things with my wife and family, we want to be in Columbus. It has been my home for 10 years, and I've always been a proud Blue Jacket. We have the best fans in the NHL. I love my teammates and coaches, and I'm looking forward to doing everything we can to compete for a Stanley Cup. Don and I are completely aligned and are excited on what's next for our team. Zach Werenski will be staying in Columbus.
What just happened?
So I don't believe the vast majority of that.
Really?
No. And like, as people think people on Twitter and like insiders in the media are the only people who ever lie. I think in those statements, Don Waddell and Zach Werenski both told several lies.
Yes, of course they did.
I do. And I say that like completely unapologetically and unashamedly. I do believe he likes it in Columbus. Like, this has nothing to do with that. I'm speaking from two minds here. There's the Leaf fan in me that wanted this deal to get done. Because at the end of the day, I didn't want to lose Matthew Nyes, but getting the reigning Norris winner is crazy, and it's an opportunity that never comes up, and I wanted that to happen. Taking the Leaf brain out of it, I'm happy for Blue Jackets fans.
Yes.
But my happiness has a limit, and the limitation on that happiness is I don't believe him.
Which part? The he's gonna stay part?
Yeah, correct. Like, he might stay through the summer. He might start this season. This doesn't end with him on the Blue Jackets. What
You
are we
think
doing?
in a year or two today, to this day, you don't think he signs an extension?
No.
To remain a Blue Jacket for the rest of his career?
No. Maybe he does.
But right now, you're not thinking.
Let's say this.
No. Wow.
Here, let me put another context.
Wow.
They don't make the playoffs. Does he stay? Because
I tell you what, if he does, you better build him that statue.
yeah,
Everyone better delete all that mean shit they tweeted about him this morning.
because there was a ton of angry Blue Jackets.
Everyone
fans.
better delete all that shit that you tweeted about him last night.
Well,
I saw it.
That's all they knew.
I saw it.
I don't like that because new information is presented to people. You can change your mind. You're allowed to
No,
say something.
Columbus fans were running him out of town. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Joke, people. I think what Columbus Blue Jackets fans had was Zach Werenski wants to leave. He's not staying here in 2 years' time, so they're allowed to be mad. And now the situation has changed where he said he's had open dialogue and he wants to remain a Blue Jacket, which I think is crazy.
I'll tell you what I respect. They had to say something. In absence of, like, I think it would be poor form for the Blue Jackets to go through the last 48 hours and whether there's a trade or not, just not say anything.
Jesse, can you bring the statement up?
Sure. But like, I don't think you can go back now. Like, imagine that statement exists and now he doesn't stay. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, but
I'm asking you to bring it up on Twitter if you can.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, and there's a reason.
I think Waddell's the one who looks stupid, though.
Well,
Like,
okay,
if you end up moving on.
let's talk about what we know about last night.
Okay.
Dallas had the deal. Thomas Harley was included, and Columbus was comfortable with it. They go to Judd Moldaver, and apparently the conversation went poorly after Zach Werenski came back and said, no, I'm not going to Dallas. And apparently there was some swear words thrown around, and, you know, what Freach said is it got messy. Not Lionel Messi, it just got messy.
And it's CJ had it and Frege had it. Oh, the media. Guys, this happened. Stop.
So, Jesse, just click on the right photo there, and then let's bring it up.
Okay, you want the first one?
I want the right side. Second one.
The right side. Okay.
The Zach Werenski one.
Okay, here you go. Statement from Don Waddell, statement from Zach Werenski. Okay.
Okay. So, I'm looking at this, and I see an issue. Do you see an issue?
Tell us.
Tell us.
Zach
Don't
Werenski's
make me
name is
read.
spelled Zach Werenski's name is spelled incorrectly.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Werenski. Oh, my God.
So they did this up quickly. I do think that says something. Listen. It doesn't say everything,
bad.
but they did this up quickly.
No, you feel bad the first time they do something like this. You're an NHL team.
The guy on the social team made a mistake in Illustrator.
The guy on the social team for what? An NHL team? It's Zach Werenski. You're doing this to calm the waters, and
They threw this together.
you couldn't even get out of the title without making a mistake. Come on.
And
I've made mistakes today, right? You got to get this correct. Like I said, Stolarz won 2 cups in Florida. He won 1. I made a mistake. You couldn't spell the... Guys, for God's sake. You're trying to... What? Okay, here's what's happening here. What have we talked about over the... I'm so hot. What have we talked about...
physically hot, not
I'm
angry.
so physically hot.
Great time.
No, yeah.
A great stream.
What have we talked about over the past week that we, outside of Werenski potentially coming to Toronto,
Which we would have been great with.
which would have been great, but Werenski leaving or wanting to leave, and Marchenko
Yep.
potentially leaving. I almost said Chinikov. He's already gone. With Werenski and Marchenko potentially leaving, the whole hockey world was like, we feel so bad for the Columbus Blue Jackets. The reason they're putting out these statements is to save face, right? And you screw his name up. No, guys, we're respectable and legitimate, and things are going great.
Yeah.
And
We didn't even do this.
didn't even spell his name right.
Jones says, my favorite player, Werenski. Werenski.
When you take a test,
Resnicky.
when you
Resnicky.
take, trust me,
Resnicky.
as a poor student, I've done this. When you take a test and you have no idea what's going on, you say to yourself with a brave voice, okay, I'm going to handle what I can, and you bravely fill out your name and the date. And you go, we started somewhere. Name and date.
Check mark.
Check mark. And now we try to figure out the answer to question 1, and you didn't even get out of the name.
Oh, man.
Come on.
By
It's the little things.
I got to ask what they talked about today, too, because what did Columbus do?
Wrote 2 statements with errors.
What did they do today?
Did they get Lomberg? Didn't they get Ryan Lomberg?
They got Lomberg. They got Lamborghini.
All right, there you go. They get Ryan Lomberg.
okay,
they
what-
traded for Valerie Nichushkin. That was recent.
Yeah. No,
Um,
what did they do today? Because here's the thing. They had the conversation today. What did they do today to get Zach Werenski closer to the goal that we were talking about?
It would appear the only thing they did they sign Phoenix Copley today? They talked to Zach Werenski, I think.
That's a rough July 1st, guys. That's rough. Forget the spelling error. Legit. That's rough.
No, I know. But like respectively, their own players don't appear to want to play there. Like before this statement, what we all assumed is their own players don't want to play there.
Well, Marchenko.
And how are you going to recruit other players?
So Werenski might be willing to stay, but Marchenko still wants to go if things are to be believed.
Yeah, where's that statement?
Well, I guess they didn't care about him as much. I think that's fair.
Hi, Don again. No, this one's leaving.
Pavel Marchenko.
Pavel,
Sasha Marchenko.
man.
Yeah, man. It's a weird time in Columbus, but when
I'm
is it
shocked
not?
by that statement.
I am
It's
too.
something that this quickly never turns that way. It's something we never hear players talk about. From where it was, not even 48 hours ago, where it was like 12 hours ago. We walked in this morning being like, we're moments away from Werenski being a Leaf or going to Tampa and us being really sad or really happy. And then to hear now he wants to stay. Mm-hmm. This is crazy.
Yep.
Here's the thing. I think if you're Don Waddell, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you're like, listen, I got to sell tickets. I'm not moving you.
Yeah.
I'm not moving you. Now, here's the thing. If I don't move you and you say nothing, they're going to boo you. So we're going to say something. We're going to give everyone a few months to cool off. You're going to come back. You're going to be Mr. Blue Jacket, and everyone's going to be happy. You're going to get a big ovation at opening game. At some point over the next 2 years, when we inevitably stink, we're going to trade you, right? But you had to save face. These guys don't thrive in pressure at all. They signed Mike Babcock, and then when people said the things they were always going to say, they mutually parted ways.
Yeah.
But that's a different management group.
No,
It is.
Yeah, but it's the same well that
Right,
they're
yeah.
being poisoned from.
Yep.
Right? Like,
Yep.
It's like when you talk about the Leafs and like Leafs disease, you know, it's the
the Leafs have had many general managers and coaches and still lost. Right? They couldn't handle the heat there. Hey, you shouldn't do that. They do it. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, well, now that we've done it, and they completely come undone. And I don't know. Don't make me agree with Bill Simmons.
Okay, so
who famously said they're the most irrelevant franchise in North America.
Yeah, I refuse to. I feel better for Blue Jackets fans now than I did an hour ago.
Yes.
Which is a low bar.
But again, now this statement sets them up for embarrassment too. Because if they don't get it done, guys, if they
Opposed to
can't get
what?
if they don't, well, no. Well, if they don't get it done and Werenski's leaving at free agency, then everybody's going to point to the statue and go, "What the hell happened?"
And
or the statute statement.
There's so much to pick at.
No, they
here.
won't. They'll say that's the Blue Jackets.
I think there's so much to pick at here because you look at the two biggest Blue Jackets conversations we've had in the last couple of years: Mike Babcock, and now this. Like, where are the positive Blue Jackets narratives?
Oh, rough.
Was,
and last year was, oh my gosh, they're close to the playoffs, and then they melted last 10 games.
They do have a good
two years ago, it was what a heroic effort to come close to the playoffs, and we were all rooting for them. And then last year was you blew it, or this past season was you blew it. You went 2-8-1 down the stretch, I think it was. You blew it.
Yeah,
it's not a great direction.
A couple of things I want to mention here, okay? Just moving off the Blue Jackets for a second. We had a super chat from Francois Labelle.
Francois Labelle!
Dropping $20 to Maddie to say that's her going away present. Because it's Maddie's last show today.
Maddie.
Thank you, Francois.
Oh, the dog is leaving.
He didn't understand that.
And he also dropped...
Merci beaucoup, Francois.
Merci beaucoup.
And then he also dropped 50 SDPN memberships just to get people in. So we love you, Francois. Anders Lee is on his way to Utah. 3 years, $5.4 million. I was hoping the Leafs would get Anders Lee.
I'm sorry,
With the pieces they got, I kind of understand why they didn't. That's mammoth, though. Trocheck and Lee.
Actually, it's kind of nuts. Trocheck and Lee, one Islander, one Ranger, now joining forces.
Ah, that's true. That's true. And so I think that's an interesting fit for Utah.
Just part of a rich tradition of Islanders captains leaving for nothing.
I wonder if he's going to get the same welcome when he gets back to New York.
He should. In a year where they didn't make the playoffs, they didn't sell him at the deadline, he walks for nothing. I'm sorry, but I'm seeing a lot of similarities here. What he signed for, 11 times 7?
No, I was like,
I'm sure he did, though.
$5.4 million a year. That's a lot for Anders Lee at this point in his career. I'm not gonna lie. That's a 35-year-old who had 42 points last year.
Anders Lee's 35.
I know.
Wow.
I know. I think they're
We're
gonna
old.
they're counting on him bouncing back to being what he was maybe a couple seasons ago. But I still
What's he getting per year?
5.4. It's a lot.
It
is, but dude, the prices today were psychotic.
They were bonkers. Yeah, like Jeremy Lozon's making that, or he's making 4.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
AJ Greer's making 4.1.
I feel like that's about what Anders Lee should cost.
Over his last 4 seasons, he's missed 1 game.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Shall we talk a little?
The Utah Mammoths, just quickly, because I know we already had the Utah Mammoths conversation, but clearly they believe that their defense is very strong in what they have, and they can take Sean Durzi off of that, and that they're filling these gaps in the forward group where they kind of fell short in the playoffs. And
Yeah.
I think it's been smart couple moves getting Trocheck in.
Well, Trocheck's going to be a game changer for them. He's
Yeah.
going to be amazing. I want to talk about Leafs. Can we talk Leafs?
Well, what'd they do?
They signed
a full day.
That's one of their. Is that not the biggest free agent goaltender signing the Leafs have made since Ed Belfour? And then before that, Curtis Joseph, Sergei Bobrovsky, 3 years, $7 million per. I'm pretty sure that's the biggest free agent signing since Ed Belfour. And the only reason they signed Ed Belfour to that contract is because Cujo went to Detroit.
They lost Cujo, and we cursed the Leafs name, and then it ended up working out pretty well.
Yeah, Ed was great. Now, there is an insane list of guys that the Leafs signed and traded for, but I just want to ISO on Bobrovsky to start. John Scheike did a media avail just minutes ago, and he said that he gives them stability, and obviously there's a resume there and all of that. A lot of people are going to be talking about, wow, it's so much money, and he had 8.77 save percentage last year. Was it 8.71? Either way, it began with an 8 and a 7, which is really bad. Why should Leaf fans be excited about this? And by the way, I like the deal. I'm just throwing that out there.
Here were your options. Stolarz isn't the option. We already know that. You play him in as many games as he'll play, and he explodes whenever he explodes. You don't know when, but hide from it, run from it. Splody joints from Stolarz come for us all, right? So you're not betting on that. If you don't go out and get Bobrovsky, Wool's gone. So now you're betting on one of Hildeby or Akhtimov taking the net full time. That's a tremendous risk. Hildeby, again, third in the NHL in save percentage among goalies who played 20 or more games.
Yep.
There's no guarantee he's able to do that if you give him 40. And the season before this one, he was awful. He didn't look ready at all. Last year, he looked good. Shoot, I thought he was going to be full-time in this roster. And then the Artie Party shows up with Artur Akhtimov, and it looks like, he's going to mentor a little bit, and he's going to be on the Marlies. Sergei Bobrovsky, when you make the playoffs, which is the goal here, is your guy. Think of the sheer amount of times in recent memory the Leafs have gone into the playoffs with a goalie and we're like, okay, let's see. Let's hope. In 25, it was Stollers. Let's see. And he was great, and then he got hurt. Thanks, Sam Bennett. That wasn't really his fault. That was Sam Bennett. Okay. It was Wool. No, it was Samsonov, who was awful.
Awful.
Then you go to Wool, who was great. He gets hurt like he often does. And then you go back to Samsonov and you lose. Year before, it was Samsonov, who was good by surprise. Then you had to go to Wool, who was a rookie, and you lose. Before that, you're going up against Andrei Vasilevsky with Jack Campbell.
Oh, boy.
Well, I am skipping the year where Samsonov
Beat Jack, yeah.
Or did I? I don't know. It's been a very long day. Samsonov did win the series against the Lightning, and then obviously Wool ends up losing to the Panthers. You're going up against Vasilevsky with Jack Campbell. You're going up against Carey Price with Jack Campbell. You lose both times. It was like, wasn't it Jack Campbell and Freddie Anderson splitting the net in the COVID bubble? And then you had Freddie Anderson in 2019, who was...
Garrett Sparks, I think, with him.
Yeah, but like Anderson's he's the last time you had a true starter.
But is Bobrovsky a true starter, or is he a 35-game guy and you save him for the playoffs?
So last year, even though he wasn't very good, he was absolutely a true starter.
50 games or something?
Over. So oh my God. So post-COVID, here's Bob. 31 games in a shortened season. So that was a 54-game season. He played 31 games. 54, 50, 58, 54, 52. That's a starter.
Right.
And, health. I don't know. That looked pretty good.
On a bad team. It was a bad team.
They were shit.
They were awful.
They were really bad. So I'm willing to bet he's a lot better than the 8.77 goalie we saw.
Okay, now people in the chat were asking because like I don't know why it's like you have to have this whole conversation in 1 second, but people are like, do these guys even know Hildeby was traded? Yeah, we know. We did a video on it. We're getting to that. I want to talk about the fact that John Chaika said, listen, in theory we could have run 3 goalies. But, and this is what he said in his media veil, but in practice, that rarely works. How do you guys feel about that? Because we were thinking that might be what they do.
I saw Carolina do it to extreme success. So John Chaika is saying that it doesn't work. I don't believe that.
Or he said harder in practice, I think.
It's hard, but it works.
Yeah.
And there's a reason teams don't do it. It's because they don't like it. I get that. But don't act like it can't work.
It can work. I don't know if it can work for Bob. And like I was being naive, being like, well, he's old and Stollers is busted, so you have a third. Hey, Bob, so here's the situation. Like, he doesn't sign here without being like, so here's what it is.
Sure, yeah, if Bobrovsky didn't want that and that's your goalie and that's your guy, then I totally get that.
Right.
But that's not what Chaika said.
No. with Carolina,
I like your answer a lot better than his.
Well, I think I'm more likely to give you the truth.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
100%.
He's the GM and he wants to look
kind of say
smart.
what he wants. Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't go up there and I guess say that like Bob wanted this situation, so we kind of had to move Hildeby.
Yeah.
He can't say that.
No.
But I think your explanation is very fair.
You're sewering a guy you just signed.
Yeah.
Right? And like even Carolina's 3 goalie thing was like an accident. Mm-hmm. Like Kuchekov was splody this year, and you have Anderson and
who's
Brandon
always splody,
Bussey. Brandon Bussey fell out of the damn sky.
Yeah.
You lucked into Brandon Bussey on the waiver wire because you lost Caden Primo. Mm-hmm. You went from one of the worst goalies in the NHL to one of the best goalies in the NHL of this past season.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like Eric Tulsky's a brilliant general manager and doesn't get the credit he deserves. That's a lot of luck.
Well, you gotta be good to be lucky.
Exactly. Like there's luck
Gotta be
involved
good.
in this
Yeah.
thing, so I don't blame them for being lucky. That's a part of this thing. But
Me neither.
with Toronto, like I like the chance on Bobrovsky because you're betting on that he's going to continue kind of just what he is for these next 2 years of that 3-year deal where Matthews is potentially leaving at the end of it. This is a good shot with a goalie who's proven he can be a Vezina caliber at his peak and win you a Stanley Cup. I think it's a good shot. And if you want to just be like squint at the number a little, this is what it's always going to cost to get Sergei Bobrovsky because his agent is Paul Theophanos, who is known for just grinding everybody in this league and getting the most amount he can out of these teams. That's why Bobrovsky's not in Florida right now on a huge discount.
Yep.
He did his other clients, big name clients are Artemi Panarin and Kirill Kaprizov. This is what Paul Theophanos does.
He gets you money if you're Russian.
So if you are the Leafs and you want to sign Bobrovsky, this had to be the number, unfortunately. And I feel like this is who their guy was. So if they want to go at this, I don't blame them for taking this chance, and I hope it works out.
Everyone's way too focused on the 7.
Mm-hmm.
It was rumored that he was asking for like 6 years. And then I, earlier in the day, heard 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, well, that's not 6. I hear 3, and I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I relent. At the end of the day, it's very rare and very unlikely you're going to get a sweetheart discount in unrestricted free agency.
That doesn't happen. That's not a thing.
Well,
Also, difficult to get a Hall of Fame goaltender in free agency.
and if you were going to get a Hall of Fame goaltender, do you want him at a discount rate? That means he sucks.
Yep.
So I think at this point, I'm happy with this now.
Also, you used Hildeby to get Nick Paul.
Well, hold on a sec.
Sorry.
Just go on.
And the Bobrovsky thing with Ed Belfour, I think it's cool that Ed Belfour signed at 37 with the Leafs way back when. That first year at age 37, he finished 3rd in Vezina Trophy voting. It went really well for a 37-year-old goalie starting with the Leafs, and he ended up playing with the Leafs for 3 seasons, which were pretty productive seasons. So goalies are weird. Some of them are great in their early or late 30s, early 40s. I'm willing to take this chance with the Leafs here.
Bobrovsky deserves another cup.
Why?
Might as well be here, right?
He deserves one.
He deserves. What did he do?
Yeah, because he's wearing
to
blue and
deserve
white.
it?
What did he do? He's Bobrovsky. That's what he did.
Deserves it.
All right, now let me say
Belfour,
this. Hey, stop disagreeing with me. You know I'm right.
He deserves.
How dare you?
Buying out Ed Belfour, by the way, is one of the worst mistakes the Leafs ever made.
Yeah, they were the
because
dumbest of
it
the dumb.
led to...
Let's just not.
Rask.
Can we got other shit to talk about other than the Leafs failures, which is every other show. Because,
Maddie liked that.
But you know what I got to tell you, I didn't mind the Leafs day today. We're kind of working backwards here a little bit now because Dennis Hildeby was traded. Thank you, chat. Appreciate the heads
What?
up. That's
No,
crazy.
keep telling Adam that the deals that happen.
Oh, you guys don't even know.
It's making him upset, which is funny.
Guys, we have it on YouTube. You can check the
No,
videos.
keep saying it, chat. I'm with you.
Nick Paul.
What else happened, chat?
Is Toronto's third line center because the Leafs said, you know what, Dennis Hildeby, you can go be the Jonas Johansson upgrade because Tampa needed that. The Toronto Maple Leafs have traded the 4th pick in 2027 and their 3rd pick in 2028 to Tampa in order to acquire Nick Paul. So Toronto had a lot of draft picks in the next few drafts anyway.
And the draft they just had, they had 10.
They had 10. So, you know, that you got some ability to move there. Nick Paul has been a thorn in the Leafs side many times, whether it was with Ottawa, with Tampa. He had an off year last year, but this is a guy that up until then was putting 20 goals and 40 points on the board.
Skates crazy for a big man.
He does, and I want to put a pin in that speed thing because I think that's really important with some of the other guys they signed. But what else does Nick Paul bring? Why is he such a pain?
Because he's relentless, like completely relentless effort, great motor. He's versatile, which is a word that's come up a few times today. Can contribute a little bit on the power play if you need him to. Can contribute a little bit on the penalty kill if you need him to. Again, there's limitations to this.
Sure.
In 2022, Game 7 against the Leafs, he had both damn goals in a 2-1 victory over the Leafs.
From Mississauga.
He's from, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, it says right here, he's from Mississauga.
Which part?
It doesn't say.
I'm
sure.
What intersection?
Wherever
Let me
it
call
is.
him right now. Where do you live?
Everybody in Mississauga is off Burnham Thorpe Road, as far as I'm concerned. So
doesn't know.
everybody is.
He lives by Colossus and Vaughan.
But
better be Aaron Mills.
so let's let Jesse. Can you bring up the free agent board, trade board, whatever the Puckpedia's got there? Because I want to go through this because the Leafs today completely rebuilt their bottom two lines. And before the Nick Paul trade, I was like, well, it seems like they don't want Austin Matthews to ever take a D-zone face-off again.
Good.
Which is awesome.
Good.
John Tavares, too. Even better. But I was like a little concerned because I wasn't seeing where the offense was coming from. Right?
It's one of the dumbest things the Leafs did last year, and I like that the management group has come in and emphatically indicated, yes, we agree that that was stupid.
So there you go. Those are all the July 1st moves.
Holy
Is what you wanted.
crap.
Yeah, Adam,
Yep.
you got to look up.
So I know, I'm sorry.
No, he doesn't.
So we got Nick Robertson traded. That's not what I want to talk about, though.
There's
I want to
8
start
moves
with,
here.
These are the moves.
I know, no. So we'll talk about Robertson in a second. Zach McEwen, I could care less right now. Let's talk Brandon Duhaime, Teddy Bluger, and Colton Sissons all in the same conversation.
There you go.
Okay, so Colton Sissons, great run with the Vegas Golden Knights. And I think, was defensively very, very strong. They pay a lot for him. $4.25 million is no joke. But here's the deal, guys. Term.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 2 years, you can survive that.
Yep.
And frankly, he might be your fourth line center, but he might be one of the better fourth line centers you could get.
Oh, yeah. Like, I like
Yeah.
the short terms that Chaika's done here. It's the Abraham Lincoln walking into the bar there gif.
Yes.
He puts down his hat, turns around, and leaves. Like, that could be these guys'
Abe
tenure.
Simpson, Jesse.
What did I say?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Simpson.
You're like, hey, you know that meme? And I'm like, no, I don't. Like,
Abe Simpson, sorry. Walking in there, putting down his hat, because these guys could just be in and out here. It doesn't work, or it does work, and they keep going and they get re-signed.
Right.
It's short-term risk.
Yes.
Because who knows how this new collection of forwards is going to work, but he really is filling in the pieces that last year's forward group was missing. We looked at that lineup so much since April games ended to now, and we've been like, that's a garbage-ass forward group.
Yes.
This is your job to go get 4 or 5 guys to just plug in there and make it at least look different. And they're filling in the roles where you have a couple guys who are playing right side. They're right-handed. They can be right wingers. They can also kill penalties. Adam, you're kind of getting your center that can sort of be the third center there that can relieve some pressure from John Tavares.
Yes.
We're getting a scoring wing in Roslovic for Matthews maybe at training camp, who's buddies with the guy. There's a lot of good stuff that we really should be happy with Chaika doing here on July 1st.
Well, but I want to keep it to Bluger, Sissons, and Duhaime for a second because what they all share is speed. Brandon Duhaime's max skating speed is 23.3. This is according to Willie Verhart on, and he just did all the research, and I'm pulling up his tweet. But 23 miles per hour. Colton Sissons 22, basically 23 miles per hour. Jack Roslovic 22, almost 23 miles per hour in terms of skating. And Steve, you mentioned Nick Paul skating. This is very clearly, we've been asking guys, what are the Toronto Maple Leafs trying to be? What do they want to go out and have their brand be? Clearly, they want that fourth line and part of the third line to fly, which is why I'm okay with Anders Lee going to Utah because I don't think he can keep up. I don't think that fits what they were trying to do.
you got to bloody skate. It's the NHL. You got to bloody skate. By the way, Nick Paul, I was not wrong about him being a big boy. He is one of the top 20 heaviest players in the NHL.
Nice.
At 234 pounds.
So in terms of the speed, though,
He's the heaviest league.
so he's a big guy and he can skate.
yeah, it's awesome.
I love that.
That's who you want. Why? Oh, geez. Like, I wonder why he's had so much success.
And Matthew Nyes, big guy, skate. Still a Leaf, too.
Yeah, man.
I mean, they're getting bigger and kind of scary. Now, I love
I do
Teddy.
not want to lose that player.
I want to talk about the PK for a second. Bluger, Sissons, guys like that.
Little bit of Paul.
The PK was really good for the Leafs last year. It was the only thing that actually stood out as a good thing, and they lost basically everybody from it.
Pretty much.
Lorenz is still there.
Yeah.
He helped out a lot on that.
Lawton is not there. Carlo is not there. Who else is it? Well, there's plenty of guys.
You got Tanev doesn't even really count because he
had
didn't
10
play.
games.
So you're looking at like Jake McCabe, Benoit's gone. Like, man, it's a very different looking Leaf team. And, we sort of talked about this before the stream started. Like, thank God. They were awful.
Yeah, they should be. They should be not satisfied. I want to know about a guy like Brandon Duhaime, who is his time ended with the Capitals. He's being paid just over $2 million for the next 3 years. He's fast and he's kind of mean. What do we think about this ad?
He was second on the Washington Capitals in hits in each of the last 2 seasons after Tom Wilson. Do you know who Tom Wilson is?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, and he's another guy who is big and can skate. That's where this league is going. This league is getting bigger and this league is getting faster. He's 6'2", 210. That's where this league is going.
Are we getting a lot of points out of him?
No. He played 82 games last year and had 9 points.
Okay.
He played 82 games the year before and had 21.
Okay. And Washington had a down year, so maybe you can expect 12 to 15.
Yeah.
But you're not really looking for that. Sissons, you're looking for defense. These guys shoot right. Jack Rosovic's an interesting one. I want to zero in on him, Jesse. I think Jack Rosovic's going to be a winger with Austin Matthews, who is one of his friends. Feels like that.
I think it's important to make your captain happy, and I don't hate bringing in Roslovic because of the relationship that him and Austin have, but Roslovic is also a good player that I think in a role next to Matthews, if potentially they go that way and they make him a right winger, that he could score a bunch of goals. And maybe for the first time in his career, he could be a 25-goal scorer. I think the potential is there on a wing like Austin's. And if he's not that, then lower in the lineup, if they want to play him at center, they have that option too. His face-off percentage was pretty good last season, and it was above 50%, and he took a bunch of face-offs for the Edmonton Oilers. So I think there's a versatility in Roslovic's game. I don't know what exact role he'll play. That'll play out in training camp and everything, but I think there's options here, and it's a good bet for the Leafs.
Something that we haven't really talked about at all today, and I think it's a big factor because we're all looking at the Panthers and everything they've done, and we're going, oh my God.
They look scary. Garnet Hathaway and Radko Gudas is back. And
Zach McEwen is going to be, he's not going to play, but I think he might be their spare tough.
Like a Scott Sabrin for Tampa?
He's a true heavyweight. Oh, I would expect him to fight Scott Sabrin next year. He's a true heavyweight. Bluger has fought. Sissons has fought. Paul has fought. Duhaime has fought. And if you want something funny, Colton Sissons had 2 fights last season. One was against Ryan Longberg. The other was against Teddy Bluger.
Nice.
And now they're teammates. And now they're friends. All these guys do all the stuff you don't want Austin Matthews
to do
necessarily doing.
So you're going to see, I mean, when you look at Alexander Ovechkin, what was it? He went 81 games this year without taking a defensive zone faceoff. Now, I'm not expecting Austin Matthews to do that, but why can't he be with Paul and Sissons and all these guys now, Teddy Bluger? Why can't he be in the 60 to 70% in the offensive zone now? Needs to be.
The answer is knock it off. They're going to knock it off.
Great.
Him and Tavares.
Yeah, because Tavares, I think, while responsible defensively, as he's gotten older, is giving back more and more on the defensive side of the puck.
Stop making this guy whose skating has never been his strength friggin' skate 175 feet to go to the place where he makes his money and makes you money, by the way. Whenever he has... I hate everything about this past season, and the hockey gods are so deeply in debt to us that they decided to go watch this and gave us Gavin McKenna.
Right. John Chaika has to be applauded, I think. Extraordinarily aggressive. Now, Darren Drager said recently on TSN like 50 minutes ago, John Chaika is not done. And when you look at the roster, he can't be. Emil Andre doesn't have a contract. No. And Morgan Riley is still there. I want to ask
Jacob
you guys.
Quillen as well.
Oh, Jacob Quillen needs a contract too. What do we think about more?
Villeneuve need a deal?
Go ahead with your Riley question. You weren't even talking to the mic, Steve.
You know what's crazy about Will Villeneuve? You know what's craapzy?
He's just here chilling.
Nobody cares unless you're William Villeneuve's family.
I have basically not left this room since 10 a.m.
Yeah. I applaud you for your effort today.
And what did Ed Bell?
Hey, look at us. Look at us.
So I want to talk about, I mean, Troy Stetcher got re-signed the other day. I love having him as like a 7. But when you have Morgan Riley there, I mean, it's obvious that it feels like a move is coming. I thought San Jose might be the case, but they've already made their moves and spent their money. Mm-hmm. One team that I'm looking at and I might have on my losers board so far on July 1st is the Anaheim Ducks. And I'm a big Ducks fan. We can get to that. You guys know this.
Big fat loser.
But I am not pleased with what they've done. It seems like they've swung and they've missed. Anaheim apparently is on the teams that Morgan Riley would have accepted a trade to, along with San Jose. I think that's got to happen at some point. Does
Are
it
we
not?
sure they don't just
go
into next season with Morgan Riley and take a chance with Jim Hiller, Riley?
I thought with Nurse gone, I'm like, could Morgan Riley go play for Babs again? Because Babcock and him got along great.
No, but I think they got Muka Madula and like they're kind of fine.
Yeah, I don't think they need him now.
Their D looks good.
Unless Babcock goes, Woolman sucks. And, finds a way to replace him with Riley for pretty similar money. Like Wallman, I think, makes 7, Riley 7.
Oh, you just want to swap them?
Well, I'm not saying the Leafs should do that, but
They might try.
find a way.
So Riley is still the second highest paid defenseman on this team. Obviously, Darren Radish now number 1. The problem I see with Morgan Riley coming back is he's had to get his head wrapped around being traded and leaving. Number 2 is it doesn't matter who the coach tends to be. No matter how many times you ask a coach in Toronto to reduce Morgan Riley's minutes and responsibilities, they will not do it. And Jim Hiller was a assistant coach under Mike Babcock. Knows Morgan Riley quite well. Probably could get a lot out of him. My issue with that is that Jim Hiller's probably going to overuse him like every other coach they've had in this era. And that's dating back to Morgan Riley pre-Mike Babcock.
Yeah, but there's absolutely no justification for putting Riley PP1, which I think is a large part of the problem, right? So it's Radish.
And it should be OEL PP2. It should. He's at least got a shot.
Yep. No problem with that. I'd sooner do Jake McCabe. Like, just to take...
But
Radish has one of the hardest shots in the league. Riley's career high. I couldn't believe this stat when I think it was you or Adam or someone brought it up. Morgan Riley's career high in power play goals is 3. 3.
That's a guy that scored 20 goals once. Morgan Riley had 20 goals once.
Yes.
But it was off the rush. And he elevates in the playoffs.
Yes, he does.
There's a lot of value to Morgan Riley.
No, I'm not saying throw him in the garbage. I'm saying take him off the power play. That's all.
So would you be okay if we could actually get a head coach to do this, Morgan Riley playing a third line or second line role? Because
that's still a lot of money.
My problem with Morgan Riley is that no matter who you pair him with, it's always like we got to find somebody for Morgan.
Yes, I guess my true answer is how many games is Chris Tanev playing?
Because that's a fair question.
That sort of affects my answer a little bit.
You sound like Craig Berube. We were missing Tanev. I don't know what went wrong with the team.
You know what I wish I got to hear today, but we were too busy making stuff? Is like, was the TSN panel literally sitting right next to him going, I love what the Leafs are doing. And he was like, frig off.
He actually did say that, though. He said, I thought they did a great job today.
Good.
Class.
Listen, I love
classy
Berube.
person.
I love that guy. I don't love the way he coaches, but I love the man.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a higher, like leaving today, I'm more convinced that Morgan Riley is a Leaf starting next season.
See, I think he's gone. And I think Mario Ferraro's coming in. That's what I think.
The cap.
We love that.
Taking Morgan off of the cap makes so much sense.
Yes.
Like looking at what they've done in their cap situation right now, and like if you're looking to free up space, like that's the guy. But I'm also feeling like Chaika might be willing to take a shot here on Morgan and seeing what he has.
Everybody's taking a shot on Morgan,
But there's
Jesse.
a reason for that.
What? Okay, I get that there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
But what are the results? And again, I've been the one who's been going back and forth the last couple of weeks. Well, maybe he could work better under Jim Hiller's system. Guys, we've taken the shot. The shot's been taken.
I won't provide a defense because I think you're just out.
Listen, I'm happy to have the debate. Listen, and I love Morgan Riley, the guy. This is not personal. But at a certain point, don't you have to go, I guess we got to turn the page, kind of like what they did with Nick Robertson, who we will get to.
Yeah, I get that. I
Right?
get it. The Nick Robertson comparison's a lot because we haven't talked about him.
And Robertson didn't want to be here. Riley does, but it's different.
If you want to put that on the back end of this one, like the Robertson thing, I got tired of it. Like it was just years of.
So did he.
Is he gonna stay? Is he gonna go? Does he want to be leave?
Right.
He showed up to work every day, busted his ass.
Oh my God! When he's on the ice, he's trying harder than everybody else on the ice, And that's what we loved about Robertson. He had skill deficiencies in terms of his effort still didn't make him better than a lot of the guys on the ice, but at least he tried.
Yep.
But I just got sick of in and out of the lineup and what is Nick Robertson. And I understand if you feel that same way about Morgan Riley.
And it's
It is concerning.
I understand.
It's concerning when you're like, man, that guy's busting his ass, and he's still bad. Oh, no.
Yeah, so Adam, if you're sitting there being like, that's how I feel about Riley, I get that. And they moved off of Robertson for those reasons, so you can move off of Riley for those reasons.
and you can punch me right back in the face, and you'd be right by saying everybody had a bad season under Berube.
Take your shot, Steve.
Everybody did. And by the way, but Riley was bad before that.
People are forgetting the context. He was so bad in Berube 1, even though they won the
Buddy,
division.
he was bad in Key 5.
No, I know, but the context is he was so bad in Berube 1 that they had like a come to Jesus meeting where Treliving's like, if you I wasn't there, but AI was, and Treliving said something to the effect of, if you had no trade protection, we would absolutely trade you. Do you want to be traded? Riley said no, and he goes, "Okay, so then you have to be better." First game of the season, he was the best player on the ice
Yep.
for both teams, and it was the last time out of 82.
Yep.
I made a video on, I think it was like the third day of training camp because I was there talking to the players and whatever. And it was on Morgan. This is the Morgan Riley season because that was how big of a narrative it was the first few days in training camp. Morgan's coming from his offseason training. He's so devoted to the game, and this is going to be his year where he gets his game back because last year was such a disaster, and he's going to live up to this contract and everything. And that's what was at stake for Morgan last year coming in. And we forget that along the way because of how everybody was bad, but he didn't live up to that at all.
It's crazy how much he still, like, despite his struggles, gets his cookies. Like, his last 3 seasons, he's had 58, 41, and 36
But we
points.
watched the games.
I know.
I've
And 11
watched
goals
them.
last year.
I watched 82 times.
No, he's in his own end. It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare, and it can't continue.
And like the power play is so ineffective now.
Yeah.
Like he can't be the guy in the power play.
Now-
951 Leaf games.
Yeah, well, it's not a round number, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. And he's put a lot into this city, and I respect him for it. Now, Nick Robertson asked for a trade, notably 2 years ago today. It was on free agency day, which, by the way, let me just tell you something. If you are an NHL player, an NHL agent, or an NHL family that is a future NHL family watching this, let me just tell you, the worst thing you can do is ask for a trade, especially if you're a middling player, on the busiest day of the year.
It was...
You do not ask for a trade on July 1st. You ask for a trade July 15th or September 15th.
It seemed like a bad idea
May
at the
15th.
time.
Yeah.
Or even in June.
Yeah.
Like, any day but Canada Day. Who do you think you are?
Yeah, exactly. And the Leafs said
Who
that.
do you think you are?
The Leafs said that's nice, and they signed him to 2 consecutive 1-year contracts. And under Berube,
That was after the 24. That was the summer of 24.
yeah,
Like, let's kick the wall down for 14 goals, 13 assists, 27 points in 56
mad.
games. Like, that's fine. No, but it was dumb. It was dumb. And after a playoff where you had zeros, so okay, now I'm remembering the context. Yeah. He played 6 games, zeros across the board. He was scratched for game 7.
and
For Noah Gregor, who was the one who screwed up the game-tying goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. But Canada Day? Okay, you know how I know it was a bad idea? He just got traded today.
Yeah, he came out of that playoff series being like, I don't like Toronto. I want to be traded.
He didn't
and
say-
waited until July 1st to ask for that. Yeah.
Hey, he didn't say, hey, can you trade me in exactly 24 months? He wanted to be traded like that July.
But at least had control, and shout out to them for exercising their control.
and they did. And you know, I was for it too because Dubas was a too much do good for the player kind of guy. And it's like, yeah, do good for the player when he's giving you 500 good games. Like, look at Brendan Gallagher in Montreal when he gets traded to Vancouver. That's called doing well for the player. It's not Barabanov when he's played 20 games for you, and you're worried about not being able to sign Russian free agents. Guys, you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. What do you mean you're afraid that you might have lose face with Russian free agents who've never made it? That was Dubas's rationale. It was ridiculous.
Let's trade Barabanov for a guy who's barely going to play for the Marlies.
And Barabanov went on to play some games for San Jose.
Yes, he did.
Now, I want to ask you this because I feel like the thing with Nick Robertson is Treliving just basically said, yeah, we're not doing that, and held him hostage for 2 years. And to Nick's credit, he worked his ass off and earned minutes as a non-traditional Berube guy. And I think Berube really had a fondness for him. The problem for Nick is that he's a little one-dimensional. And the one dimension is I can score, but please don't put the puck in my end. He doesn't ever stop skating, can shoot like crazy, but if you get pinned, oh my God. And when you had a Max Domi, Bobby McMahon, Nick Robertson line, it could be really fun, but it could also be terrifying.
No, best case scenario for that line is they score 2 goals and allow 1.
You're right.
That's what was always going to happen every time they would kill it against like pre-good Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That was their team. You're right.
They would munch on the pre-good Buffalo Sabres.
That's right.
And then the Sabres got good, and it's like, well, who do we be good against? And we discovered the answer was
nobody. Yeah. Now he's in Pittsburgh. It's a 4th-round pick that comes back. And
20-goal season incoming.
Well,
Easy.
Because if you look at who Pittsburgh has, I think he's playing next to Malkin next year. If Malkin moves to center or Ben Kindle moves up, I think he's either playing with Kindle or Malkin as the center.
Him on a team with Dewar, him on a team with Brazo, and apparently the deal that fell through was him to Columbus for Chinikov, and now Pittsburgh has Chinikov.
That's right.
Despicable.
Yeah.
Kyle Dubas arrest him.
One thing about the trade taking 2 years, I think if you were going to do the Nick Robertson deal, you probably should have done it a little earlier when his value, I think, was a little high.
Yeah.
I think there was moments where, it was Chinikov for Robertson, and they waited a little long to do it, but I don't blame Chaika for doing it now because he wasn't in charge then, and he finally pulled the trigger on a deal that the previous GMs probably should have made.
Yeah. Listen, Jess, I want to say I think you're right. And I think the reason that Robertson's deal or Robertson's return was not all that great or not all that exciting, I guess, is that he's not under contract and he's going to cost a lot of money now. Like Nick Robertson's going to make $4 or $5 million. And like, because you say, oh, that's crazy. Well, AJ Greer, 17 goals last year, not a shooter, but got 17 goals last year. AJ Greer got 4.1.
Only a shooter just because it's against the rules.
Yeah. Nick Robertson is going to get that.
Oh, you mean like the puck?
Ah, yes.
No, he'd bring a gun onto the ice
for sure.
Yeah,
my point is Nick's going to make a lot of money, and there's not a lot of teams that probably are going, well, we need a one-dimensional, non-premium position playing winger.
Yeah.
But this works for Pittsburgh, and I think it'll be a good fit.
What could potentially make Kyle Dubas look smart?
Oh, this will look great.
Dude, this guy loves
Look, how many points did Connor Dewar had last year? 40? It's crazy.
Dubas has been in hockey for like 2 decades, and I think he's had 45 players total. He loves his guys.
And if you're worried about the Leafs not having a Nick Robertson anymore, welcome to the Jack Roslovic show. Because I don't think he's been known to play a lot of defense in his life. I know he plays center, but the second end of the ice isn't his best thing he's got going for him. And so maybe just throw him on the wing and have fun. But they didn't need Roslovic and Robertson on the same roster.
Unless there's injuries.
No, they didn't.
Unless there's injuries, he ain't playing center.
And Roslovic has actually got 20 goals in his career, and Nick Robertson is not. And I think, like, you look at Roslovic and what he'll bring. Okay, so... I'm worried about Roslovic's defense on the Matthews line. Great, you don't have to. Austin Matthews is taking 75% ozone starts next year. Who cares? Who cares? You've got all your defensive zone guys. They're there. They're taken care of. Austin's good. Roslovic can be a defensive liability if Max Domi is able to play, and we hope that he is. But the way I'm looking at the cap, it sure doesn't look like it.
That's crazy.
Which is a shame because I know there's warts to his defensive game, but this would have been the team Max Domi would have sailed on because he doesn't have to play defense, right? This is the spirit that Max Domi brings is Leaf.
I don't think anybody likes being a Leaf more than Max Domi.
No, not a question.
Steve Simmons said something like, you can't replace what he brings in spirit.
No, you can't.
It does. It matters, right? There's a reason when Radko Gudas had to pay the piper, it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Max was dealing with a pretty serious injury, it sounds like. So,
Yeah,
I mean, for him to
dealing
have back surgery.
dealing out a pretty serious injury. Holy Toledo.
100%. So, yeah, it's been a very interesting day for the Leafs. Would you say that you're walking away happy? Because I am.
Yeah, it's the Werenski stuff is frustrating,
Yeah.
but overall, they're heading into today. I was like, I have no idea what they want to be or how they envision themselves even being good. I finally have that now, and I think I don't remember if we said this in a video or earlier in the stream. Everything's blending together, but I don't look at them as a team with lines 1 through 4. I see it as offense 1, offense 2, defense 1, defense 2.
And maybe can the third line chip in, though? Because the best
Yeah, of
teams
course.
have their third line actually chip in, and that's been a Toronto problem.
Yeah, but what's chip in?
One guy with 15, one with 20, and one with 10.
Like, are they hanging with the Brad Marchand third line of the Panthers?
Unfair, no one is. That's the best third line.
The bar.
That's the
No,
bar.
yeah, but like, okay, well then 31 teams are under the bar.
Okay. That's what I'm asking for out of the Leafs eventually.
Fine, but like, dude, the third line of the Panthers is exclusively Olympians. It's a Finnish Olympian, a Swedish Olympian, and or is it 2 Finnish Olympians? Doesn't matter. And Marchand, who's a Canadian Olympian. That's insane.
I think you shoot a little low on your expectations of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think you go get Werenski in the Knies deal, something you didn't want to do. I think your expectations should be you're trying to win the Stanley Cup because that's the whole point of the game. And if you're not quite there, there's always room for improvement, and you keep going at it.
Yeah,
So when you're asking me about comparing about the third line, I'm like, okay, that team's in your division. That's who you're fighting. Let's go keep working this thing.
Yeah,
I
they're better today than they were yesterday
100%.
by a
guys,
mile.
they're better than they were to start last season.
Yes.
They are
Far more complete.
conceivably. I still need to think about it more and look at it more, but they are conceivably a playoff team now, whereas they were not before.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Like straight, I said that with no anger in my voice a week ago. I was like, "That's not a playoff team," and you were like, "Wow." I was like, "Wow, what? Look at the crap you have on screen." Like now, conceivably, they can make the playoffs.
100%.
Kasperi Kapanen has re-signed with the Oilers. Just want to let everybody know, 1 year, $2.6 million seems like a good deal with Bud Colson and stuff like that. That's a good. I mean, he's great for them.
I was childishly looking forward to a reunion here.
I think you got to stay where you're happy.
Dude, where he's happy. He's going to play with Draisaitl.
I know it's great.
Like
It's great.
yeah,
Him and Pod Colson and Draisaitl were fun to watch.
it's a fun line. Fun
Let's talk about Maverick Bourque, which we didn't get time to do a video on because we kept waiting for that extension to be announced, and it's not. But Maverick Bourque goes to Nashville. He was an offer sheet candidate. And Maverick Bourque, one of the things that Dallas wanted to do was to get Robertson at 12 and a half so that they could retain Maverick Bourque. And now it looks like, obviously, that they're just going to have to move on Robertson and sign him to the Whopper deal that he wants. Maverick Bourque, Nashville for a second and a third, as well as Nashville dumping Ilya Lyubushkin's money, too, which is very interesting. And I actually think that helps Nashville because...
No. Dallas dumps.
Sorry, Dallas. Yeah, that's what I mean. But Ilya Lyubushkin, that helps Lyubushkin.
No, you said Nashville's dumping.
Oh, sorry. Now Dallas is dumping.
Yes.
Nashville getting.
There
And
you
I actually think Lyubushkin helps Nashville, even though he ain't all that great. And that deal was completely overpriced the minute he signed it.
He's just one of those players. The league always has like about a dozen guys who, for their entire career, everyone's like, what if we overpaid and overplayed this person?
Right.
And that appears to be him.
Yep.
He was a Leaf twice. I didn't hate him either time, but what they paid for him both times was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Right? Yeah, I could see him potentially having success in Nashville, but ultimately that's the Maverick Bourque deal. And Dallas gets some futures, which
They do.
they have been spending.
This is cap space, right? Like that's the main thing Dallas is acquiring. I know they got the second and the third, but they want to not have to give Maverick Bourque a contract.
Yep.
Because they would have had to do that, and they don't have any cap. And then you dump the 3.25 that is Lyubushkin. Like if Jim Nill just wanted cap space, he got a couple picks to create cap space for himself.
He did. And I think that gives them the ability to, Jesse, to obviously you sign. Maverick Bourque was not under contract, but you can sign Robertson to the deal that you want to sign him to. And Dallas, what are they good at? Developing young forwards. This Maverick Bourque was a first rounder from the 2020 draft that made it which was rare, right? Like 2020 and 2021, weird drafts.
Half
because
a
of
point
COVID.
a game,
And
limited ice.
And he's going to get plenty more ice in Nashville. Nashville needs centers. He can play some center, develop a little bit more there. I also think Dallas wants to. It feels like now that Werenski's off the table, they probably want to be doing something else. Do you know what I mean? Dallas feels like they're itchy.
I don't believe that statement.
You don't think so?
No. I still don't believe it.
You think they just keep it? Oh, you don't believe? Oh, I thought you meant my statement.
You think Werenski is still in play for Dallas?
No, but I think
I
they
think
want
he's
to do
still in
something.
play for being traded.
I think Dallas. There's definitely a path here where Jason Robertson just signs an extension.
And I hope he does.
Yeah,
it
he
seems that's where he
remains a
wants to
star.
be. Seems like that's what
Right.
he wants.
He's really fighting to remain a Dallas star, and I think there's something to that, and they just need to get to a comfy number. And if I'm him, if you're that happy, maybe you got to shave a little off for the sake of team winning and team culture and staying where you want to stay. If you don't want to go play in Seattle for $40 million per season, maybe you got to take your 12 and a half or 13 to remain in Dallas. And that's just the pill you got to swallow. But we'll see how that plays out. And we've heard that maybe they're still in on Larkin.
Potentially.
Getting rid of the Lyubushkin money and not making the deal or not signing Bork to a new deal, you are free to pursue Larkin in that he's only making 6 something, and that is a comfy number that you can stomach if you're Jim Nill.
The other thing is if they do nothing in that Maverick Bork spot, you do have the last year of Tyler Seguin. And he's making, I think, 8.5, 9, something like that.
9.25,
It's a very expensive deal.
Yeah.
But if you're just asking him to squeeze whatever he's got out of it, I don't think, that was a serious injury he suffered last
If
year.
he squeezes too hard, he'll be out 3 months.
Sagan's 9.85.
Wow. And that's holding them up here. But if you can squeeze a 2020 season out of him, then
That was 6 years ago.
what do you mean? Sagan?
2020.
No, a 2020 as in 20 goals, 20 assists. If you can roughly,
Oh my God.
if you can
Steven's tired.
roughly replace Maverick Bork's production is maybe perhaps a better way of saying it. You can't be the only one who thought that.
What
I'm
a
sure there's other people
stupid
watching
idiot.
thinking
That's
that.
funny.
That's funny.
Tired.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Sagan's
Dude, my
making.
hair has been like wilting. I keep having to push it up.
Hot.
It's red hot in here.
Sagan's making too much money, but this is what happens when you have your star player and you sign them for 8 years. Like, not every star player is going to maintain their production at that level, but like he's still Tyler Seguin. Next year, you're getting so much money here. Let's just bridge this thing with Robertson because you're getting that space there that should go to him, and then you're happier with the cap hit.
Worth noting, Sagan has only played 47 games over the last 2 years combined, but his last full-ish season was 23-24. He had 52 points in 68 games. And by the way, 24-25 before he got hurt, 21 games. 20 games, 21 points. Last season before he got hurt.
2021?
2024, yeah. And then 25-26, 27 games, 17 points. So he still produces.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I guess you can manage that. And the other thing I got a question about is Jamie Benn hasn't signed anywhere. Do you think he goes back with performance bonuses?
Oh,
I do.
Yeah, probably.
He feels like a star for life.
Yeah.
Retire a star.
I mean, just looking at what Puckpedia's got up there, like Sam Steele ain't playing that high.
Yeah.
No. And like
I don't know how to say that player's name. I know he's good.
Oh, Rex Kovian?
Is that it?
Yeah.
That most of the letters in the name that you just pronounced are said differently than
They
what
are.
you just said.
Yeah.
Rex Kovian? What about
Say it again.
Sorry,
Rex
but
Kovian.
What about
Try
the guy
again.
on the
I
right
believe
side? Who the hell? How do you say that? Hyri?
I think it's Huru.
Huru. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay.
No, he's Finnish. Why
Well, that's
equals
what
you?
I mean. Listen, Finnish is like, hey, every language on earth, nothing to do with ours.
Nope.
That's why I love Finnish.
Nope.
Okay. I want to bring up something about LA. Now, earlier in the day, we talked about the fact that for $5-6 million, the Kings were able to get Haula, Zuccarello, and Corey Perry. Now, their brand is geriatric.
Yeah.
They are old folks' home. And maybe some of these guys, if they fall out of the race, under Laviolette, okay, well, you can move Perry. You could probably move Zuccarello. And
Definitely move Zuccarello.
and Doughty will not be offering an extension. They've already said that.
Zook is $1 million.
$1 million.
I said he's going to win a cup because, I don't think it's going to be with LA. But if they retain half, someone could have a very useful Matt Zuccarello for $500,000 prorated.
He is a 38-year-old point-a-game player. However, when we shot the video, we did not know the big part of the Matt Zuccarello contract that didn't make sense. Asterisks.
Oh.
Now, Jesse, do you know what the asterisk is?
No.
Okay. Guess what the asterisk might be. This is a 38, so it's obviously a performance bonus contract.
Yes.
What might the bonuses be?
Based on games played.
Yes.
Great.
How much money and how many games?
It's always...
Yeah.
It's always something stupid. Like, he's going to get like another $1 million at 10 games played.
Yeah.
Another $1 million at 20 games played, and it's going to keep going like that up until $5 million.
Right.
That's pretty good. That's a good
Yeah.
guess.
Well, $5 million is right.
Bang!
The report is it's $5 million at 10 games.
Jeez.
Oh, holy shit! What?
What? No, that's not the.
That's not
the
it,
thing.
no.
Yeah.
So now the $1 million is, I mean, it's not the Jonathan Toews contract, which was awful, and we all knew it, but we were happy to see him back.
Okay, so
That was an awful contract.
so Ken Holland has the same understanding of the salary cap as David from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
That you just write it off.
And that's
Like-
Michael Russo reported that, by the way, so it's a good report.
Right. So the overage, the $4 million is going to go into next year.
yeah, so
for
he
LA
just-
if LA goes over the cap. Or no.
No, it'll be on the cap.
So no matter what, why would they do this shit?
Because I don't know why he just wants to punt $4 million down the line because he doesn't feel like he didn't want to sign that contract.
I guess
today.
because the cap's going up so much.
Right? But that's why.
You're
why?
the Kings, though. That was part of the conversation. We looked at the roster and we're like, well, you're not better.
I'm not a fan of what the Kings are doing.
I'm not either, man. Not
This
at
is
all.
the second consecutive July 1st. We're like, Ken, what are
They
you
didn't.
doing?
And he'd be like, they made the playoffs.
I don't know.
Yeah, how many games they win?
Yeah, exactly.
it none?
Okay, now, hold on.
Ah!
We have an offer sheet.
That's what we had up. That's what we had up on the screen.
Oh, let's cook with gas.
All right.
go.
The offer sheet is Barrett Hayton.
Oh.
What team offered Barrett Hayton
No.
from Utah? High round draft pick, hasn't quite popped yet. And here's the thing, Vinny Trocheck just moved into Utah, so that's going to maybe displace Barrett Hayton from his second line center spot. Okay? So he's encouraged to sign this contract. What do you think? Who do you think offer sheeted him?
I think it's the Toronto Maple Leafs.
It is not, but it's someone aggressive like them who's got a forward-thinking general manager.
New Jersey Devils.
Correct?
Hey.
1 year, 4,775 is the offer sheet. He has signed it.
Wow.
If the Mammoth do not match, and they've got 24 hours to do so, it will be a second-round pick as compensation. That's not bad.
I do not think they're matching that shit.
Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier are the top two centers for the New Jersey Devils, but in the Sheldon Keefe system, Barrett Hayton with sheltered minutes, man, that seems kind of dangerous.
Barrett Hayton. Oh, boy. Okay. So 2 seasons ago, 82 games, 20 goals, 26 assists, 46 points. It's his second 40-plus point season. He's in his mid-20s. You're like, all right, hell yeah, we're cooking with gas.
Yep.
Barrett Hayton was not the only young, highly thought of, talented player on Utah last year who didn't have a great season. Like JJ Peterka didn't really work out there. Now he's gone. Barrett Hayton last year in 67 games had 10 goals, 15 assists for 25 points. Boo. He got into one of their 6 playoff games. Boo. So
I get the sense with Andre Tournier, their head coach, that you're either in or you're out. And I think that he's an out.
and he just got extended. Bold of Sonny Meta to, like, here's what we understand about offer sheets is, generally speaking, the GM that you do it to hates you for life.
Yeah, but I think people have grown up a little bit since then.
Yeah.
Brian Burke acted like a child when the Oilers did that to him. Like asking Kevin Lowe for a fight. I think we need to... That is a rule that's allowed.
Yeah.
Your job is to try to win.
Yeah.
And Burke gets on the news and goes, oh, I can't believe he's throwing grenades at my guy. Buddy, that's his job.
Yeah,
You need
but-
to move past a smart GM doing a smart thing.
Not that Kevin Lowe was the smartest GM or the
on.
smartest guy, but I don't blame him for doing that.
Bill Armstrong can't be upset at this.
I don't mind Brian Burke fighting, oh my God,
They should have put it on pay-per-view, Kevin Lowe.
Kevin Lowe. I don't mind him fighting Kevin Lowe. But maybe that was the wrong reason.
Yeah, find a different one. There's many others.
Yeah, I understand.
Also, just to correct you, Adam, not 24 hours to match. It's 7 days.
Oh, 7 days.
Yeah.
It should be 24 hours.
Just for
That's
the
way
draw.
more
7
fun.
days?
Yeah.
What is
No,
this, a package?
You have a week to match it.
Super lame.
So they can think about it and make
Super
some
lame.
other deals maybe. So yeah, a week.
Super lame.
So when St. Louis did it to Edmonton, that was a team that was completely boned in terms of the cap. I look at the Utah Mammoth, not the same.
$8.5 million in current cap space.
So basically, this is just the Devils throwing their financial might around, which is not something you typically hear out of the New Jersey Devils.
I think it's them trying to get a good player.
It's them trying to get a good player. Odd that, like, I wonder what the lead up to this was. Like, was he, like, did Meta call Bill Armstrong and go, "We want Barrett Hayton, here's what we think," and then Utah goes, "No, we're not going to do that," and he goes, "All right,
What if you simply
offer
just did
sheet,
it?
Here you go." What?
Would you call ahead or would you just do it?
I would call to see if, hey, I'll trade you Barrett Hayton for a second. Because I know that is what I'm willing to pay.
Yeah.
So I would offer the grace to Bill Armstrong to be like, hey, do you want to do that deal? I'm going to offer sheet him.
Yeah.
And then if he says no, then I'm like, okay, I will do that thing. So I think you do inform them that it's going to happen. And then obviously the agent of the player is going to tell you that he's going to sign it and that he's willing to go to New Jersey for that number. So there is a whole process that leads up to this. It's not just money in the bank. You're running out from behind and you just drop it in the middle of the ring. I want a challenge for the title.
You think you know me?
They should have that, though. I would love a money in the bank element like at the draft.
Yeah.
Where somebody has a briefcase and they can just throw it down on the table and they just want this guy. Like, that'd be cool.
I'd like to see Chayka like flying elbow drop someone.
Yeah. Ladder match?
Hell yeah.
Although with the ages of some of these GMs, it better be like Stairway to Heaven as their opening song because it's going to take a long time to get down there. I want to say
There's not much running to the ring.
anyway.
Jim Rutherford just out there. Just slugging
Holy
along.
moly.
Comes out acting like Ric Flair.
Let's talk a little bit about, because we did a video on Tampa. I just want to say, I think they did great work with Mikheyev and VL. I think VL is going to be the perfect Lightning, which means I got to hate him. But God, I love that player. And I think he's going to be a perfect fit in John Cooper's system. And I think so Mikheyev decided to take Tampa, by the way. I don't know who else was in on him because Jeff Blashill, former coach of the
Detroit Red Wings?
Blackhawks.
Is he still the coach?
No, current coach of the Red Wings or got fired. I don't remember. No, it's Todd McClellan now. I think he had him in Chicago.
Yeah, he had him in Chicago, and now he's going to Tampa.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, Blashill. He thinks that Blashill's system was based on, I believe Blashill was John Cooper's assistant coach at one point, and that's why Yzerman hired him in Detroit. And I think, or vice versa or something.
So Jeff Blashill was assistant in Tampa through 22 through 25. And then last season, obviously, head coach of Chicago. And before that, head coach of the Red Wings from 19 through 22.
Because he thought, hey, this is a John Cooper guy and I can work, or he's a Blashill and Cooper work together and I feel like I can work within Cooper's
Sorry,
system.
15
So that's interesting.
through 22.
I want to talk a little bit about Chicago because today the Bo Byram extension was announced, and that feels like eons ago, but we did a full video on it. It is 6 years, $12.5 million. That's a lot of money. And then 37-year-old Ian Cole signed a mammoth one-year contract. This is a crazy deal. Did you see this?
Those Blackhawks, right? Not the Mammoth.
Yeah, sorry, a mammoth deal, but I can't say that anymore. And
Hey,
massive.
Hey.
1 year,
5.
4.75.
Sheesh kabibbles. It doesn't even shoot right.
What are the Blackhawks going to do here?
Getting to the cap floor. Earlier, we were talking about why don't they go out and get Aiden Hill?
Why aren't they aggressive? Like what?
You know they're
What?
not at the floor yet?
I believe you. I asked
Yo,
this
Morgan
question.
Riley to the Blackhawks, dog.
I asked this question a week ago. He's not waving to go there.
No, you're right.
Who the hell is signing in Chicago on purpose
Yeah.
right now? The answer is Bo and Byram, and I
Ian Cole.
would too
Yeah.
if they offered me, what was it, 6 years?
Yep. No one has signed there for a good deal. It's
They gave
always
Bo
been-
and Byram $75 million.
they're overpaying everybody to stay. It's crazy that Chicago's in this spot. This is crazy.
Boy, oh boy.
Now, they got great young players that if they take the next step next year, Frank Nazar, I keep saying, had a great October and then he got injured, never was the same.
They can be, I wonder if they can be last year's Ducks.
Yeah.
They're going to be young. They're going to score a shitload of goals if everything works, and they're going to get saves.
Friedel looks good.
Saves from a goalie who they just leave out for target practice every night.
And he's been great.
That's the Ducks.
Yep. He's been great. Spencer
Knight's been great.
Yep.
Connor Bedard's a very, very good player in this league. Friedel, Kanserov, full season of Lardis, Nazar, maybe.
Jesse?
I actually like the Ian Cole deal for one reason. It's a 1-year deal. He makes $4 million for 1 season. That is great to trade at the trade deadline to a contender.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter at all for the Blackhawks. It's going to be off the books at the end of next season. Let's see just how this year plays out. If it's not working, you can retain $2 million for that quarter of a season on Ian Cole to keep it, and you get some assets at the trade deadline, because I don't think the Blackhawks are going to be good.
No.
I don't look at that roster and say they're going to be a playoff team. I think they're going to be more of what they have been, and that's a bottom feeder who's selling at the deadline, and now they've signed a guy that they can sell in February. And that's depressing and sad, but I like the deal for those reasons.
How many passing through guys are they going to get?
Oh my God, every season, 8 guys.
Oh, man. And listen,
You lost Nick Foligno. He's your new old guy you overpay. I
the
guess.
plan, though, has always been for the young guys who eventually take it, but at some point it's got to happen.
What young guys?
Well, they got a lot of young guys.
Yeah. But back there.
Oh, well, I mean, they have so many young
I
guys.
guess Byram.
They have so many young guys they can't hit the cap floor. It's Chicago. They gotta spend some money. Who's got way too much? Aiden Hill.
Which is what I talked about
you did?
earlier.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
August, I think August is going to come around and teams are going to be like, I should call Kyle.
Yeah.
No, they're not working. The
No?
GMs took off August. They do every year.
Yeah, they do. That's true. I want to talk quickly about Vancouver, and I want to talk about Ottawa very quickly, and Winnipeg too. Vancouver, Paul Cotter, Luke Shen, character guys. Cotter is a bastard. Luke Shen is a bastard. And
Throw Gallagher in there too.
Gallagher in
Among
there
the
too.
deals, yeah.
I
At very
tweeted
least,
it-
they're going to be a good group of people.
I tweeted a couple of years ago. Sure. Shut up.
Adam.
Shut up.
They're a good group of guys.
No one gives a
They're going to have
damn.
fun on the road.
Oh no.
What? What? What is it? You don't like good people?
No, a couple of years ago, I tweeted Paul Cotter plays like road rage.
He does. He does
And-
play like road rage.
Someone who cheers for the Devils, they reached out and they're like, you know what? He used to. So he's got to get back to that in Vancouver, right? And a great thing for a guy who runs around is the Canucks are never going to have the puck. So you'll have plenty of opportunity to do that. Maybe replace a little bit of what you lost in Kiefer Sherwood. Obviously, Brendan Gallagher is going to play with a bee in his bonnet. Luke Shen is fighting to stay in the league.
Yep. And you got 2.75 mil.
Yeah.
Good for him. That's a guy that was 5 years ago. People were like he's toast.
He just keeps cobbling together decent amounts of money. Good for him.
Incredible work.
Dude, he was toast 8 years ago.
I know. It's crazy.
And it was the Canucks that saved his career. So I'm not shocked he's going back there. Former Kelowna Rocket.
I want to talk Sam Harrison, a guy that the Leafs were literally going to walk away from. They got a 5th rounder for him to send him to Ottawa, and Ottawa were like, we need him.
The 5th rounder to the Leafs recoups the assets they sent to sign Darren Radish.
Yeah,
It's insane.
Smart.
Yeah.
Really smart by Chaika.
but then they traded it for Nick Paul, Jesse. So they've lost the 5th again. But Sam Harrison, 2 years, $2.2 million per season.
That's a hope and a prayer, right? He represented Sweden at the Four Nation Face-Off. That was a year ago.
Eric Comrie signed for 2 at 1.3. Wouldn't you take that? I'd take that in a heartbeat.
They believe in him. They believe in this goalie.
All right.
And I see it. I do see it. He was not good last year. Not at all. The Leafs just gave $7 million to a goalie who was not good last year. Not at all. Right? He's 26. Realistically, he should be becoming a regular NHL player around this age, like most goalies should be. I see the vision with Ottawa. I'm not sure I get the execution. I'm not sure it's going to work, but I see the vision.
You're being very kind to Sam Ersson,
I am.
who's been a relatively very bad goalie in the NHL.
Because I have more ability to be objective than I am given credit for.
I believe it is very strange when this is the position that sunk you from getting a much better playoff spot last year, where that's kind of like the end of the road for you. It's like, hey, if we're not facing Carolina in that first round, maybe things go differently in the playoffs here. And now your decision is to go with Sam Ersson.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's weird.
for
It's weird, man.
a position that's so important for you, you're taking a chance on one of the worst guys you could have put in that position.
Okay.
That's bad.
But have you considered I'm trying to be nice?
hey, and his stick is a Bauer Vapor Hyperlate too. Like, who uses a Hyperlate?
Puckpedia is absolutely sick for having that, by the way.
Why would Bauer?
Goals saved above expected in 33 games, negative 16.5.
Good for you.
Holy shit.
Good job.
Ottawa needed solid backup goaltending last year. They couldn't get it. So this year, let's guarantee they get it with Sam Ersson.
Yeah. And then the Stuart Skinner move to Winnipeg. Jesse, you made the point, I think it was you, that
Probably not.
it could be a Hellebuck-Skinner tandem,
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah.
but not likely. I think Hellebuck's going to get traded here. It's just a question of where and when. Skinner's probably there to...
Things have been oddly quiet.
They have recently.
Like-
No John Carlson move. No Hellebuck move. Werenski's staying. Like, there's things to be done here.
Quiet on Carlson, but like Larkin was noisy and now
Yep.
it's gone.
Oh, that's going to...
Werenski was noisy and then they intentionally shut it down.
We did get an offer.
Until they don't.
We did get an offer sheet.
We did get an option. No, but like, I mean, in terms of players, it was loud around,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now it's no longer loud around several guys.
Yeah.
Including Hellebuck.
So Skinner was not good last year.
Winnipeg hasn't done a lot like this offseason so far. And I feel like they were ripe for some changes because they were running that same core for so long. And then things like really peaked with that President's Trophy season. And then last year, obviously, it didn't go as planned. And now, like, you watch Ehlers like go on to win a cup and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you look at your team and you say, okay, we still got the same remnants of this last era of Winnipeg Jets hockey. And it's like, make a decision, Mr. Shovel Day Off.
Yeah.
Like, which direction are we taking the Jets? Are we tearing it down, or are we continuing to try and make the playoffs here?
I mean, if they actually tried to tear it down, like guys like Scheifele and Morrissey becoming available, there'd be a feeding frenzy.
Is that even an option for them? Like,
I don't know that there is,
but take the full view of them as an organization. Can they stomach a rebuild and still exist in Winnipeg? Like, I feel like they still just have to keep doing this retool thing.
I'm sorry. I'm devastated.
Yeah.
For what?
That sucks, dude.
Fuck.
What?
Scott Laughton just re-signed in LA.
That already happened.
I know,
No,
but the
but-
amount of money is going to kill you.
Guess.
Okay, 3.4.
3.5.
Oh, actually, I
3 years.
was
3
going
years.
low.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah, that sucks.
I know I had a source telling me that he wanted to stay in LA as soon as he got there. He loved it.
Yeah. I thought we
That's-
always knew that.
I know, but it
Yeah.
makes me sad. Anyway, back to this for a sec.
The Jets.
The Jets. I think I think Jets fans have always said, can Chevy get off his effing phone? There were entire years in Winnipeg's past where he made 0 trades. And, to their benefit, they have had some success. But the fall off last year, like the one thing with the Jets that you go, okay, well, they fell off. And now your goaltender who's carried you through all these incredible years wants to go and has played the most minutes in the NHL of anybody in the last 8 to 10 years, like literally most minutes on the ice. Well, is Josh Morrissey going to get the same amount of points with Stuart Skinner back there? I don't think so.
Maybe he's got to get more.
Is Mark Scheifele going to be able to play the offense only game that he plays with Stuart Skinner back there? I don't think so.
I don't know if Mark Scheifele is capable of giving you much more than he did last year.
And he was spectacular last year.
36 goals, 67 assists, which is by far the most assists he's ever had by 19. And 103 points. Did not make Team Canada.
And like you have all the cornerstones of what you think is still really good hockey. It's Connor and Scheifele and Morrissey and Hellebuck. Like those are the four guys this thing is running through. And then you add in, you still got Neil Pionk and you got Gabe Vilardi. You got Iafallo, who I've always loved as a depth winger. And like the pieces are kind of there, but it's still, we saw last year this team not be good enough. So you can't really just run it back if you're Shovel Day off. I would have liked to see just some moves here to either just go for it again with a different kind of core where you're getting some more depth in your forward group for sure, or you're selling pieces, like truly selling because you want to tear it down and just commit to these guys had their run and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, I think that they're concerned. I want to say something about
staggeringly mid-roster.
I want to say something about Toronto. I want to say something about Toronto because this matters. You know, I think owners get scared when it comes to the rebuild conversation or the reset conversation or the retool conversation, however you want to brand it, okay? Because owners are like, but we're here to make money and fill seats. And Winnipeg has had some trouble selling seats. Part of that is local economy isn't great sometimes. NHL tickets are extremely expensive, all that stuff.
This is when they were good.
And that's, when they were having like their almost President's Trophy or President's Trophy or whatever the heck that was. Like they were close.
I can't remember.
A couple years ago.
Yeah. I think they won it.
But I do think there is something to be said for refreshing some of the players. And I say that as a guy who watched Marner, Matthews, Nylander, and Tavares play together for so long, and specifically Marner, Matthews, Nylander play this long. You think about the hope in this town that has been injected just from one pick. Gavin McKenna has rejuvenated this fan base just because, as CJ always says, you're selling wins or you're selling hope. And sometimes it's okay to go, let's take a step back and sell some hope. Now, Kyle Connor's $12 million 8-year deal just kicked in. I think the Jets need a refresh here. And Chevy is not a bold guy. He's not a bold general manager.
How long has it been with Scheifele, Connor, Morrissey, and like the Ehlers was a part of that, and then finally he moves off of Winnipeg, and they never replace him.
Yep.
And then Hellebuck, like those four guys have been there. It feels like forever.
Kyle Connor's the only one from that U.S. Olympic team who hasn't asked for a trade, by the way. I'm not kidding, but that's because they never played him. I think that there is some wisdom in getting some young, fresh blood in there. You think about the excitement around Patrick Laine when he was coming up, Kyle Connor when he was coming up, Morrissey when he was popping, Scheifele when he was popping. You know, when Dustin Byfuglien was there and younger, and I think they're primed for a reset, and I think they might need a fresh set of eyes.
Yes, Chevy's been there
the whole time.
Hasn't he been there the whole time?
Yeah.
He's been the only guy.
And it's funny. He's like, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing. 8-player trade. Do nothing, do nothing, do nothing. 5-player trade.
Yeah.
Like he's like a cicada.
16 years underground.
He's just 16 years underground and then makes a ton of noise.
Yep.
Before going away for another decade and a half.
I don't know. Winnipeg, for me, I feel like they need a shakeup. And I mean, maybe they come out and they're great next year and I can shut up forever. But I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me.
They had the Hart Trophy and Vezina winner, and they had a President's Trophy, and they couldn't get out of the second round. It feels like you reached your ceiling, Winnipeg.
They barely got out of the first.
Oh, yeah.
It was a miracle.
Yeah, St. Louis almost had them.
Yeah.
They were a second away.
I think a better organization would have realized we reached our ceiling with that core, because that was the peak of what they can do, and they would have made wholesale changes coming out of that. And then last year wouldn't have been what is truly a disaster in what it was, missing the playoffs.
And paying Taze as much as they paid him.
Yeah.
Listen, when that deal was announced, I was like, I'm happy for them, but that's crazy. That's a crazy deal. He's 38 and he hasn't played in 2 years, 3 years, and he wasn't particularly great the last time he played.
Yeah.
And he wasn't good this year. He just wasn't good. And you're trying to replace a guy like Ehlers, who you never really gave a chance to in the first place. Look at how they've botched their drafts. Look at how they've stifled guys like Cole Perfetti. I just give me, and I'm not convinced Scott Arniel's a great coach. I'm not. It's just stale. You're
selling wins or you're selling hope. Unless they start winning by surprise.
Yeah.
They ain't selling hope.
Couple things I want to mention. Alex Kerfoot signed a contract this year for roughly the same amount of money as he's always made. When he was traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs, he instantly signed a 4-year extension for $3.5 million. Then the Leafs let him walk after those 4 years, and mercifully so. He went to Utah, signed for, well, actually, it was Phoenix, or the Coyotes, for 2 years, $3.5 million. And then last year, he signed for a year at $3 million. This year, he signs for 2 years at $3.5 million. Alex Kerfoot has always made the same amount of money. 13 points last year.
What is his career earnings? Is at 25.8 mil.
That's a damn good career. Good for him.
Sure is.
I want to talk about, I want to do our winners and losers. And I'm going to start with the winners. Okay? So we're going to separate these. Each person is going to get 2 winners.
2?
2 winners. Give me 2 winners.
I wasn't prepared for 2.
Well, but there can be overlap. There can be overlap.
Okay. I'm going to say one before Jesse figures it out. I'm going to say, let's go with the Washington Capitals.
Yep.
Even though they had Vinny Desharnais, which is insane, a lot of their best work was done before today.
Yep.
They paid a hefty price for Jordan Kyrou, but they got better.
Yep.
They got Alex Tuck.
Yep.
There was a report that Ovi might be retiring.
Yeah, this is the weirdest worded tweet I've ever read in my life from Overdrive. Darren Dreger on Overdrive said, all indications and his belief is that Alexander Ovechkin's career in the NHL has concluded.
Can I?
Oh, wow.
That's a weirdly written tweet.
He's done.
Can I? Like a month ago, the Overdrive Twitter account just decided to tweet weird, and I don't get it.
It's tweeting weird.
It's tweeting weird, and it throws me off, and it makes me uncomfortable. And
Okay.
I don't get it.
Fair enough.
But no, I generally think they've done very well. They've done a good job preparing for life post Alex Ovechkin, and now.
Yep.
Which might also be the same thing.
Yep.
And before I tell you number 2, Jesse, who's your number 1?
We're all going 1-1-1.
Oh, okay, great,
Right?
good.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So my winner of the day is a team that made no July 1st signings, and that is the Montreal Canadiens. Because sometimes the
pandering.
smartest thing to do on July 1st is do nothing. And I know they did 2 re-signings, and I'll get to those. But last season, do you know the team that spent the most money on July 1st?
That's a really good question, Jesse.
Was it Montreal?
No.
Oh.
No.
God, please let it be Chicago.
Yeah, it's going to be someone not good.
Someone dumb. Or Nashville. No, Nashville was 2 years ago. Who would it have been?
Jesse, stop teasing us.
Yeah, tell us.
Who's
Jesse.
the? Give me a guess. at
Vancouver.
least.
Chicago.
Steve Dangle.
Oh! Bang! Well done, buddy.
Let's go.
The Vancouver
Amazing.
Canucks spent the most money out of any team last season on July 1st. They spent $112.25 million. And now a lot of that is on bringing back Brock Besser, but that did happen on
Who
July
they should
1st.
trade, by the way.
That is how much they spent. The second team who spent the most money on July 1st last season, the New York Rangers. The third team, the Los Angeles Kings. It is not in your best interest most often to be the team out there throwing out contracts all willy-nilly. Here's a bunch of money, people. Like it's a game show on July 1st.
Damn, that's crazy, Jesse. I'm going to ignore the fact that the Leafs made 8 moves today. I'm going to ignore that.
The Montreal Canadiens have a roster that's pretty much set and just needs some tinkering. They're getting their business done with the core that they have to lock up in having a very good Ivan Demidov deal come down today. That extension kicks in next season. They've let Patrick Laine walk. They've signed Capo Kakkonen to a $1 million deal for 1 year, which is just, hey, that's good.
Oh, that's Fowler insurance.
That's literally nothing. Who cares about that deal?
Montembeau's still under contract.
They have $14 million in cap space, and they're one of my winners because Kent Hughes and Jeff Gordon recognize we're not just going to go mess up the really good thing we have by overpaying somebody to just join this lineup for the sake of doing it.
Yep.
There's so much history on this is where teams make the biggest mistakes that they can make as franchises. And the Montreal Canadiens are sitting this out for the best reason, so they're one of my winners.
Man, I really like that. Now,
Adam, you're up.
I have Washington on my list for sure. And I'm going to leave it because Steve did a great job, I think, explaining the Washington Capitals. I think they did an excellent job. I got to give flowers to somebody that a couple of hours ago I wouldn't have. The Edmonton Oilers.
Oh.
And the reason I want to give them some flowers is I thought, and I think I'm right, the Darnell Nurse contract was holding them up. And as soon as they were able to move it, and they did, not only did they get Shakir Mukhamadullin back, which is actual value, but they moved it without retaining, which we have said for 3 or 4 years you would not be able to do. They did it. And they were able to sign Ryan Shea as well, who to a pretty reasonable deal, 29-year-old guy, bit more of a puck mover. I think he adds more to their lineup than Nurse does. Gives them a little more flexibility. Also, Devin Levi for nothing. You know, why not take a shot on Devin Levi?
I really do like that move.
Tristan Jarry, do you get the first half or the second half of the season with him? I think Tristan Jarry is mostly not very good. Devin Levi's got the opportunity finally to take a spot in the NHL where we all thought he was going to be, right? And I think that's a smart bet for them. And in fact, that Oilers D-core doesn't look so bad these days. I'm actually pretty good with it. And if everybody's healthy and ready to rock, that forward group, especially with Kapanen coming back with Podkolzin and Draisaitl and all those guys, damn, okay, maybe goaltending isn't going to be the Edmonton Oilers' strength, but it never is. It never is. And all I'm asking Devin Levi to do is be slightly better than Tristan Jarry, easy, slightly better than Stuart Skinner and Cal Pickard the last few years. No disrespect to them, but were they amazing? No. Devin Levi's got to be an average NHL goalie, and they're going to build him a statue in Edmonton. I like the move Stan Bowman says, I can't believe I'm saying it. That's my first winner.
He could be out of the league in 3 years, or he could be in the conversation for the next Canadian Olympic team.
Devin Levi?
100%.
I hope
Dude,
it's
if the
the latter.
Oilers go to like another 1 or 2 finals and they even win,
Yep.
and it's him,
Yep.
hell yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
Next winner.
Next winner, I know I'm probably stealing this from one of you, but this team didn't have a decor, and now they do. And that's the San Jose Sharks.
I think that's a great pick.
Yep, great pick.
Who did they get, Steve?
By me.
Walk us through.
I'm great. They went out there and they got Darnell Nurse. They did not pay a whole ton for him. They went out there and they got Jacob Trouba. They paid money for him. They went out there and they got Mason Marchment. They paid money for him. Jesse is right. You shouldn't go out there spending money like a drunken sailor at free agency. They have cap space. They have a crazy amount of cap space, and they don't have a ton of guys locked up to term. They do need to get Colin Graff done. That's it. Their most important business is not due until 365 days from now.
Yep.
Would have liked to see a Macklin Celebrini extension, but there's also no fire there.
Yep.
There's no fire there. You got a bunch of other business done, and then sometime July 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, you can announce Celebrini if you really want. Maybe give us a nice little August treat.
Yeah, I like that.
Something like that. We've looked at this adorable group of children, and you usually don't ride an adorable group of children to a Stanley Cup because eventually a team like Florida or Vegas or whatever shows up and beats the crap out of them. They have set themselves up to protect themselves from that scenario.
I like that.
So I like what they've done.
Jesse.
I'm a fan of the Vancouver Canucks finally committing to being bad. And I like that they recognized last season, we are bad. We are the worst team in the league. Let's try our best at getting McKenna. Lottery balls don't fall their way. But the moves they're making right now, getting a first-round pick for Pettersson, and they paid a first-round pick, so they recover that in that move. I think that's really good. And the guys that they're bringing along here on their team are just organizational pieces that are going to teach the young guys that they eventually have on their team how to play hockey at the professional level. I think Jamie Oleksiak's not anybody who's going to move the needle, but he's a solid player in the NHL who you're just going to plug into your lineup every night and just play a bunch of games.
I missed that. I didn't know he was there.
$5 million.
$5 million.
Jay, again?
$5 million
years.
for Jamie Oleksiak, and I don't mind it because they need bodies.
Yeah.
Somebody has to play for this team, and Jamie Oleksiak isn't worth $5 million, but they have the cap space to where it doesn't matter if they're paying him that number because it's only for 2 seasons, and they still have $17 million in cap space.
Wow.
They're not missing the extra, million they're probably paying Jamie Oleksiak that he should be actually making. They don't care for that million or two. Come here, good guy, play here. We need people, and that's what they did. They also got Luke Shen, who I add to that category as well. That's a 1-year deal, so if they want to flip him for his final again, a chance for a cup,
which is what they're
going
to do, by the way.
Yeah, he can go do that at the trade deadline. I like that move as well. Paul Cotter, similar situation. Brendan Gallagher is just, let's do this fun little thing where he's from here and go get him.
They signed a bunch of guys that people overpay for at the deadline.
Yep.
Which is good.
That's your job. You're the Canucks. You are, unfortunately, at this stage of your franchise, the feeder for these teams at the trade deadline.
Listen,
people are going to
that's okay.
People are going to want these guys.
You're tearing down.
Someone's got to finish last.
Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't have to be you, but
It might be okay if it was.
and
next
there's some
year.
intentionality with their last.
Yeah.
yes, it's good that almost every team in the league is trying to win. Mm-hmm. It is. But the reality is they won't.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Right?
you look at their UFAs upcoming in this season. Drew O'Connor, who only makes 2.5, can be your trade deadline fodder. Philip Hedl, again, is going to make somebody's center depth really good heading into the playoffs.
I also like a comeback season for Marco Rossi.
Yeah.
And that's a guy I think he's either a part of he's 24. Does he fit your timeline? I don't know. If he doesn't, people will be interested in a guy who's 25, 26 years old eventually here who will score you 50 or 60 points. Mm-hmm. You know, he had a foot problem all last year. It hindered him. But I think, and I'm looking to see Jesse, like, what's Zeev Buium turn into, right? That's an exciting player.
Wouldn't kill Elias Pettersson to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Isn't that it?
I
Isn't
like
that all of
sitting
it?
here on July 1st being like, I kind of know what the Canucks are. They didn't do anything where it's like, oh my gosh, they're trying to sign Budenjenner to go for it, and they signed him to 7 years or something stupid.
Yeah.
They've committed to being the bad Canucks right now and turning the page with their organization and rebuilding this thing to where it should be. So they're one of my winners for today.
Okay, for me,
Sorry, I took up a lot of time.
No, it's fine. We got time. It's a podcast. New Jersey Devils. I think they have saved themselves from oblivion by moving on from Tom Fitzgerald and bringing in Sonny Mehta. You know, under Tom Fitzgerald, if he'd continued, Nico Hischier would be gone. And today he signed, and he's going to sign. He signed for a long, long time. It's the end of a 7-year deal, beginning of a 5-year one after this coming season. He'll make 11.7, which is great. He's a captain. He's 27 now. He'll be 28 when it kicks in. Also, I like the fact that they finally figured out their defense. Got a couple of first-round picks for Simon Nemec. They were able to keep Dougie Hamilton, who analytics people have always liked. And I think it was odd that New Jersey was willing to give him away for free and that teams didn't take them up on that. That's where they were at last year with Dougie Hamilton. Yeah. Luke Hughes is obviously signed. He's got to have a better year. Let's just call it what it is. But I think with Sheldon Keefe and this group, if they can figure out a goaltender, and I just feel like it's going to be Connor Hellebuck. We said that earlier. If they get the Connor Hellebuck thing done, that's a great offseason for them.
My God.
That's phenomenal. And Barrett Hayton. And the funny thing is
fun.
The Barrett Hayton offer sheet's interesting because there's a poison pill element to that. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if Utah chooses to match the $4.775 million that New Jersey offered him, yes, they get to keep him, but they cannot trade him for a calendar year, which means, I believe, free agent again. And so I don't know if he becomes a UFA. I didn't get the chance to check into that, but that is Dangereux. And I think
Trey Dangereux.
Trey Dangereux. So I think that it's kind of a really smart move by Sonny Mehta, and I think the New Jersey Devils are going to be a fun team to watch with how they build. Mm-hmm. So let's move into the losers segment of free agency. And listen, when we're presented with more information, these answers can change.
Yes.
But as of 7/17 on Wednesday, July 1st, who is your first loser of the day?
How dare Bill Simmons call the Columbus Blue Jackets the most irrelevant franchise in sports? The Columbus Blue Jackets have been incredibly interesting over the past week, even if for all the wrong reasons. And they are acquiring guys. They got Nichushkin. They are trying to win. The Lamborghini, but, things are happening to them. The Werenski thing, but they got ahead of it. The Marchenko stuff is interesting. We haven't uttered the name of the Seattle Kraken today.
They were on my list too. Let me. Can I give you
hold hands?
Can I give you? Can I give you a quote?
Sure.
Because I'm not going to pick them now, but I think this is a great pick. Jason Botterill, who is the general manager, said, "We've used the word aggressive. We'll continue to be aggressive in trying to find ways of improving our team and going after players via trade or whatever it might be to help the group. I think in previous years, there weren't a lot of trades in July or August. I can't completely predict it, but I think there will be a lot of teams wanting to make adjustments to their team." That's
Cool.
his answer after what happened today, which was nothing.
Cool. This day was cocaine personified, and you had nothing to do with it. Your money's no good.
That's scary.
Your money's no good. Do you understand? You wanted to pay Panarin, and he said, "Keep it. I'd rather you keep it." They were supposed to be in on Alex Tuck. Nope. Jason Robertson. Jason, we're going to make you the second highest paid forward in NHL history, or of the cap era. And he said, "Keep it." And today they signed Mackie Samoskevich to a contract extension and got Curtis Douglas. Holy hell. Do something, anything, once, ever. Horrible. Horrible for, like, I would feel bad for their fans if I thought their fans felt anything. How could you possibly feel anything about the Seattle Kraken?
You can't feel any worse.
What have they done to endear themselves to you?
Bobby McMahon is the only one that I feel like they have good vibes around, to be honest.
You could have just stayed not a franchise if you were just going to come here and not do anything. What a boring waste of time. That's all I had.
Great. Jesse Blake, what do you got?
I hate what the New York Rangers are doing because they're such a storied franchise.
What are they doing?
Original six, and they don't know what they're doing. Chris Drury hasn't known what he's doing for 2 years now. He's just been spinning in the wind, just la 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 la. Let me just make trades for the sake of making trades. You ask Brad Treliving to do anything. Chris Drury is just doing anything that's out there. I'm just gonna acquire guys and trade guys, young guys, old guys, it doesn't matter. I'm just getting guys, and none of it works because none of it makes any sense. And I don't understand a single move that they made today.
Well, they got Jonas Korpisalo.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Marcus Pettersson.
No, because when you got Igor Shesterkin, you need Korpisalo. That's fantastic.
Well, Miller needed another Pettersson to pick on.
They're trading first-round picks. Why?
Well, it's in 2030 when they'll obviously be great.
When we have no idea what they're going to be because it's not like they're a perennial Stanley Cup contender.
And
they're
let's
a
be
team
honest,
that misses the playoffs every year.
That'll be some other GM's problem.
Oh, yeah. I know.
You think Chris Drury's going to be around in 2030?
Jimmy Dolan knows that the Knicks are good, and that's all he knows about his franchises. I don't know if he pays attention to the Rangers right now because Chris Drury's just out there doing stuff and losing hockey games, and Dolan's just fine with it because Jalen Brunson is the best.
That trade is bonkers, by the way.
What trade?
Or was it Jalen Brown? Sorry, that's a different guy.
Oh.
But I just saw that. I was like, holy shit, that's terrible. Jesse,
Yeah.
as a Rangers knower, because you do pay a weirdly amount. Why are the Rangers going, we need Pettersson and we must get Borgen out of here?
It's because they don't want to admit what they are. It's like the reason that I like the Canucks and the Canadians as my winners for this free agency day is because they know what they are and they're doing the things that teams who know what they are doing. The Rangers are still trying to configure a championship team, I guess, around a bunch of guys that they just keep swapping. Like, if you look at the roster from the 24 season and what they had to the 2026 roster today, there's so many different pieces. It's because they don't know what they are, and they're just trying to figure out something that works on the fly because they can't commit to losing, but they can't commit to winning because this isn't how you win. And it's been terrible management for the last couple of years. And today was just more of the same. And I thought they'd have a quiet day because they would actually get strategic in their moves. But they had a noisy, messy day. Mm-hmm. It's a disaster.
Man, that Jonas Korpisalo, boy, sure needed that.
The
get it.
The Will Borgen deal was signed in January of 25.
I know. And they were really high on him after getting him from Seattle.
Why?
Well, they liked him. But now they don't like
Apparently
him.
not.
Well, I don't think Mike Sullivan likes him anymore. I have been wondering this for years, guys. It seemed evident in Pittsburgh. I think Mike Sullivan's best coaching days are behind him too. Not that he's been given a great roster, but yeah. So
And like you sell Vincent Trocheck and like, okay, you recruit somebody who's kind of aging, but then you get Dursey, who's like, okay, you're trying to win now, and Sean Dursey's the guy, but Vincent Trocheck would also look good in your forward group because your forward group is missing a lot right now.
Yeah.
And from trading Jacob Trouba and being like, we don't want you as captain anymore, and then him going to Anaheim and just still being a really good player, it's been curious moves for 2 seasons now, and it's just more of the same today. It's ugly in New York.
my first team that's a loser. We reserve the right to change information on all of these. Although I don't think Jesse and Steve are going to have to change theirs. Mine's a bit of a risk because it's a team that I'm highly in favor of, and it's the Anaheim Ducks. They lost John Carlson and Jake Trouba today. Now, I know there's some people out there that think the Trouba contract's bad. I happen to be a person that thinks, it'll be fine. And the way that he fit in with the Ducks was excellent. They just maybe didn't want to go that far. They also traded a first-round pick for John Carlson. Now, they got a first-round pick back, but that was a massive loss. Nick Jensen is their only notable signing today. And people are saying, well, Adam, Drew Hellison's going to take a step. Well, Adam, they got a bunch of young defensemen.
Is Drew Hellison 3 people?
Well, this is the thing. Like, I understand what Ducks fans are saying when they're like, we are a defense factory. That's true. Why are you giving away Olin Zellweger? Why?
I don't get that one.
He's making $3 million a year in Buffalo now. Why?
I don't get
Why
that
is he
one.
playing for someone else? I get Trouba didn't want to stay. You couldn't agree to terms. Carlson wants to go back to the East. I get all that. Nick Jensen? That's it? That's all we can do? You need vets back there. You do.
You have one more defenseman, like according to Puckpedia anyway. Unless you're calling dudes up and like graduating them,
Yep.
you have one more defenseman than goalie
Yeah.
on your main roster.
That's
not enough, by the way.
It is not. And you need Minchukov, Carlson, and Gauthier signed by the end of this offseason. There's $35 million left in which to do it, and I think that's probably going to soak up a lot of that, right? Because I don't think if you get 13 and 13 between Gauthier and Leo Carlson, and then maybe Minchukov is 6 or 7, I mean, that doesn't leave you a whole lot. The Ducks need to do something here, and I just think if this is the way they're going to leave it, which I don't think it is, this is not a good day for them. Second loser.
Loser doesn't have to be a bad team doing bad things. It can also be good team doing bad things. The Ducks are a good team. They didn't have a great day. I'm going to do another good team that has not had a good July 1st, hasn't had a good week. The Dallas Stars.
Man.
And this is a team where at every turn, I'm like, Jim Nill, the job the Stars have done, Jim Nill.
He's a god.
They traded Jason Robertson, keeping. Not signed to a contract. They're trading.
But they prefer to keep him.
They prefer to keep him. Oh, they're getting Werenski? He refused. He refused. What was the return going to be? Harley? So we're keeping Harley. Thomas, we're keeping you. How do you feel about that? Thomas looks pretty angry. Okay, well, in free agency, we got no one? Answer appears to be no one. Okay. Well, we got better by, how did we get better? We lost Maverick Bork. Okay. Cool.
Sagan's back. Ben might be back.
Jim Nill didn't do anything.
No.
The medical staff did. Boo. Boo. But they have $11.6 million. That is not a Jason Robertson-sized hole.
Yeah, I don't think Thomas Harley's thrilled today either.
No. Like,
He was
so
almost traded last night.
your fans don't know what to think. Your players don't know what to think. And ultimately, you didn't do anything, and you definitely didn't get better. Boo.
Jesse Blake.
The loudest noise today is silence. And right now, there is complete silence on one man's deal that should have been a celebration on July 1st. That's Connor Bedard. The easiest deal in hockey.
Oh.
It's a blank check, and here you go. You are our franchise. Do it.
They got Bedard. I thought he loved it. Or sorry, they got Byram.
You fucked that up.
I did fuck it up. Rats. Sorry, I've only been here fucking 9 hours or whatever.
we've only been
Oh,
here
I
12
said
hours.
fucking.
You-
Yeah.
you
Oh, I
spelled
said
it
it again.
You made a spelling mistake. Now everybody's going to make fun of you.
Loser.
But anyway, continue.
Connor Bedard's extension in Chicago should have been signed, sealed, and delivered on July 1st at 12:01 when he was eligible. And I think it speaks volumes about the direction of the organization that Bedard isn't signed right now. And I know there's other guys in similar situations like Bedard who aren't signed, but this is Connor Bedard.
Yep.
There's a difference between him and everybody else in the league and the Chicago Blackhawks and where they are as a franchise and what Bedard is to them. And if Bedard was confident in the direction, and I think everybody there was on the same page, that contract's probably signed right now.
Yep.
If their cap situation and what they're doing with their players is clear, that contract's signed right now. But they're so messy in what they want to be and the moves that Kyle Davidson is making, where he's really, really hard for Bo Byram, and he needs him no matter what. And he needs to trade the fourth overall pick, for Bo Byram, something that doesn't happen. Top 5 picks are not traded in the NHL. It had been 20 years since that deal was made. Somebody had traded knowingly a top 5 pick. And we got to that moment where it happened again, and that was for Bo Byram.
Yeah.
That's not the guy to do it for. That is a mess of a deal. And then today, you slightly overpaid him. And I'm not too fussed about the overpay because 12.5 to the Blackhawks isn't 12.5 to everybody because they need to hit the cap floor. But that then is an indictment on nobody wants to play in Chicago because you are a directionless franchise.
Jesse, that's a bit ignorant. They only have $29.3 million.
They're not at the cap floor.
They're not. Are they not at the cap floor?
No, they're $2 million under.
Oh, the floor is. Oh my God, guys, get it together.
The Chicago Blackhawks on free agency after the days almost at 7:30 still haven't hit the cap floor.
But what's funny, Jesse, they're going to be above the cap floor, significantly, and they're not going to be. I don't think they're going to be nearly good enough for the amount of money they're spending once those deals get done.
That 29 shouldn't be 29, the cap space, because Bedard should have a
18
teens number extension right now.
Yep.
It is a disaster.
Dude, some of the years that we sat through a 76.9 million floor is nuts.
Yeah. I mean, God, 5-6 years ago, it was $76 million cap.
Wasn't the initial cap like 45?
Yeah, but let's not go there.
I don't trust Kyle Davidson in the build up from the build down. He was really good at tearing it down. He got Connor Bedard. It's cool. There's so many good pieces. I love the young talent they have, but the build up part, the hardest part of the rebuild, I don't trust Davidson to do it, so they're one of my losers.
They have 3 2027 first round picks. Trade 2 of them.
This team, I'm just going to give you a list of names that they did today. Okay? This team, Carter Mazur, Wilmer Skoog.
I couldn't tell you what he looks like.
Jacob Bryson.
Are you?
Oh, I know that one.
Daniel
He's a D.
Danil Tarasov.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
goalie.
There you go.
You know what's funny? He said 4 people. I don't know what team he's talking about.
That's why I'm saying it.
I know from the
Here, this
Tarasov
one,
deal.
it should jog you. Victor Arvidsson.
Where did he go? Oh, Detroit?
Detroit's my loser today.
Detroit had a Detroit-ass day.
This is a Detroit-ass day. Danil Tarasov, okay, fine, he's your backup
Why did they get him?
goalie. I don't know why they got him. I don't know why they get any goalie. I just don't know what they're doing there.
Okay,
and then,
remember I said you need a front office staff just for goalies?
Yeah.
That's the best hire Steve Yzerman could possibly make.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Victor Arvidsson. Listen, I didn't need Detroit to get the Larkin deal done today. And it's clear that Steve Yzerman doesn't want to anyway. I think Steve Yzerman, even if the deal that he ultimately accepts has been presented to him, I think he's so mad that he's going to just let Larkin sit and let the deal sit and just let it all sit because he's mad. I think emotions are absolutely paramount to what's happening right now, which is the worst case scenario if you're a Detroit Red Wing fan.
I have enough hate in my heart that I hope it lasts 5 years.
But let me ask you this. Andrew Kopp, JT Compher, Victor Arvidsson, Michael Rasmussen, Mason Appleton, Keegan Colasar, who they just traded for. It's just, and then we got Justin Falk, Ben Sherratt, Jacob Bernard Docker. When we talk, listen, there are great young players here, But Mo Sider's not young anymore. He's going to be 26. Lucas Raymond is not young anymore. He's going to be 25. Alex DeBrincat's going to be 29.
You got to start making noise with these guys.
I
You just named some really good players.
I have to tell you, I don't get... I for the 5th, 6th, 7th year in a row, I don't get what Detroit's doing.
I think you have to add to the list, too, that Steve Yzerman is the reason that Dylan Larkin doesn't like Detroit.
Yes.
They don't get along, and the team is losing. Those are two things that are Steve Yzerman's direct fault.
And how many wins? And Victor Arvidsson had a great year in Boston last year. Sure. How many wins is Victor Arvidsson going to get you? How many more wins?
Some.
What's his wins above?
Is he gonna stop you from collapsing in March?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is it they collapsed in March or they got exposed in March? That's my question.
Damn.
And that's the thing. Teams along like Columbus is another one. A team that's like, oh wow, they're doing so well. No, they got exposed when hockey got better.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
When you and I were in the room together, sitting next to each other, when we found out about Arvidsson going to Detroit, and what did you and I say in unison?
Yzerman ass signing.
We were just like, that is the most. They like Jesse was talking about the teams who don't or aren't active on July 1st, and they end up. That usually ends up being a good idea.
Yeah.
Like for Montreal, it ended up being a good idea.
They didn't spend bad money.
You try not to buy high on guys. That's all they do. Every year they pick one person to buy high on.
Yeah.
It's JT Compher. Here we go. Buy high.
Hall.
Justin Hall. Oh my God, Justin Sherratt. Ben Sherratt. Now it's Victor Arvidsson, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some. I'm sure there's some goalies.
Can I jump in here for a sec? The
Yeah.
Detroit Red Wings are. Let me compare them to a cup of coffee. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's two fundamental ways people like to drink coffee. Okay, one is hot, and one is ice cold. Nobody likes
A room temperature.
room temperature coffee, and the Detroit Red Wings are room temperature coffee. They've been out on the kitchen counter for 3 hours. They got that weird skinny film on top of them.
Ew.
And you're like, I know this could taste good if I heat it up or if I pulled some ice cubes out and poured it over the ice cubes. But currently, as structured, I don't feel like there's anything here that I want to consume. And I'm wondering if you're a Detroit Red Wings fan right now, what is, other than you grew up a Detroit Red Wings fan and saw a lot of winning, your family are Detroit Red Wings fans, right? You know, you come from a long line of Red Wings fans. Here's one. What's going to draw a new fan to be a Red Wing fan, other than being from that area of Michigan?
The food at Little Caesars is really good. Apparently,
Okay,
the best.
that's
in the
not-
What have they done for you lately?
They haven't done shit, and they didn't do anything today. Anything. So listen, I just think, to me, the Detroit Red Wings continue to be themselves, and I have to ask the owners. Listen, I know Stevie Yzerman's a great guy. I interviewed him, and I loved him. I think he's a very interesting man. Him, his people, it's got to go. You have no plan. They have no plan. You had 3 months to plan for this, and this is your big plan. By the way, Mario Ferraro is off the board. He's gone to Winnipeg 3 years times 4, I believe.
Okay.
Okay. So I just want to.
Hey, Chevy.
Hey, he did something.
He found it.
He found
It was in the couch.
Yeah, that's
it, found-
right.
it was in the side of the couch.
Ferraro's still there.
Yeah.
I can do something.
Poor Mario Ferraro going from the Sharks just as they're about to peak to the Winnipeg Jets. As they're
Hello,
going
is this
down.
Luigi? It's for the amount of money you're offering, yes.
Yeah.
That's quite a weather change.
So
as well.
I don't know what they need to do in Detroit to change the culture, or I think it's changing the management, but I have seen nothing. If Steve Yzerman was smart, he would have made the Larkin trade a week ago. You are running out of dance partners. You can be angry and slam your fist and stomp your feet and say he's under contract and we want him at camp. Go ahead, Stevie. Poison your dressing room. Good luck.
If the Leafs
You're
ever
going to
made
strip
me,
his. You're going to let him go to camp. You're going to strip the C from him, and then you're going to trade him where? Probably to Vegas. What are we doing? Go make the deal. Get out from under this and figure out your next steps. You're already too late.
if the Leafs ever make me feel this way about Matt Sundin, I'll never forgive them.
100%. I agree with you.
Like, holy cow.
And with
Adam,
that,
are there any super chats you wanted to read
let
before we sign off
let
here?
me see what we got here. Let me see what we got.
Thank you for being with us, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, it's been great.
3 hours of potting.
Yeah, it has been a lot. Billy Selling says Riley for Eric Carlson if the wheels fall off in Pittsburgh.
No.
What?
We just spent a fortune on a power play quarterback, and we're going to get no.
Lightning fans are saying we're going to miss Nick Paul. Good luck to him there. With Bob signed here, does McKenna make him wear the goalie normal goalie number? Like, who wears 72? McKenna or Bobrovsky?
That's interesting. And someone who wants to get a McKenna jersey for their son would like to know the answer to that, actually.
Premenina Princess says, I feel like the scene in Spaceballs where I'm yelling at my Kraken, do something. Or Steve is yelling at Brad Treliving to do something. Getting Mackie is great. Getting Bobby is great, but we're just silent now. And let me see what else. I'm just trying to see if there's any questions. Awkward Degree says, look at how Vegas is $6 million over the cap, and they still only have 9 forwards signed. Well, yeah, but they're Vegas, and they'll figure it out. Because here's the thing. They got a brand, and we have faith.
Petro.
Yeah, Petro too. Petro too. Okay, we'll wrap it up there. I want to thank everybody for being here with us. This is our Wednesday podcast, if you're looking for it. You've watched it. But what's amazing is how many people have stuck around for this long. It's been an insane.
What are you looking at me for?
I'm looking at someone whose last show.
And there you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Jesse,
Maddie.
Final words?
Jesse,
Maddie.
final words?
I can't say the final words. That's too much pressure. Maddie, we are going to miss you dearly on this show.
All of you dearly, you and the fans. Yeah, it's been such a blast. Thank you, everyone, so much. And I'm overwhelmed with all the love and support by everybody with this next exciting chapter of my life. But this one, too, has been so amazing, and I'm so grateful for it. So thank you.
We love you, Maddie. Say hi to Oasis for us.
I didn't know it when I met you, but you are everything that I was hoping for when we started this company. Wanted to give an opportunity to someone who deserved it, and you've more than overachieved everything we ever could have hoped for.
I'm going to miss so much what you bring, your energy that you bring every day. You're in the studio and in the offices. It's going to be different without you. And we're really going to miss you, Maddie. Thank you for all of that you've done for this show.
And the chat is just exploding with Maddie Love. So, Maddie, you should go back and read these comments. Yeah. And you should actually read Monday's episode's comments. I don't usually recommend anyone read the comments. But Monday...
I have been.
Okay, you should read them.
For sure.
They've been amazing for you.
I'll be sure to leave
Maddie.
a couple mean ones just to even.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to hit
Thanks
the
so
button
much.
for the last time you're
Yeah,
on the show?
there you go. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Does she have to go?
I know.
She's only going a couple hours up the road.
London, Ontario.
Yeah.
Home of the Canucks. No?
England? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Maddie's going to England?
Oi, mate.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at